Today was a day that I have been reminded that we are all fragile. We are all in a state of constant survival and a state of constant fight. Some of us like to believe that we are in a state of flight, but I believe it's in fight. We are always in the mode of fight because we're battling something. And although we may not be battling with our brothers or sisters are battling, maybe we are not battling what our friends are battling. Maybe our battle is different from some people who looks different from us. Whatever the battle is, we are all in a battle, which makes us in a battle together. Somebody right now is listening to this, has had a moment where they're thinking about doing something that somebody that they love is going to have to live with. And before you make that decision, please reach out and get help. Contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone in this. You are not the only one that's in a war with themselves or at war with just simple things. What we need to do is lean on each other. If for some reason you just need somebody to talk to, then simply reach out to me. I don't care how you do it. It could be a message of, we need to talk. It could be something as simple as, when the lions roar. I don't care. Get my attention. I am willing to go through the battle with you. And if for some reason you still don't feel comfortable enough with me, I will help you go through the battle with the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. I will literally get in contact with you and we can get on the phone together and get the help that we need, because you are not alone. And I want you to pay attention to what I said, we need. So if you think you're the only one, and you think you're the only one out here who are having thoughts about things that you never thought of, then know that you are not alone. Now let's talk football. What's going on, Pride Nation? If you look up, you see it's three of us, soon to be four. I'm pretty sure more will jump all in. And I just decided to do this a Phil G Friday because I didn't have any time. That's right, people. Let me put a different service announcement out there. If you are unemployed, let me just help you again. If you are unemployed, I can assure you there are jobs out there. My job is always hiring. I promise you they are. People are hiring. Please join back the workforce, okay? It is getting real strange out here. But enough of that. We are here to talk football, where it's a completely open forum, where we're going to talk about whatever and anything possible. That's right. That's right, Drew. Deal with it. Deal with it, Drew. It's part of the therapy process, sir. All right? But, people, I'm on late. As you know, I usually don't come on this late because it's late. And shit, by the time I turn around, I got to go to sleep and get right back up. And I'm technically still on call. So fingers crossed, no phone calls, people. But I'm excited. So let me just introduce my fellow co-hosts today. Starting out with my man Drew, who's giving me all kind of resting bitch face like, no. Drew, what up, though?
Hi, Luke. How are you?
See, look, he comes in all calm, makes me look like a freaking animal and shit. This is terrible. What's wrong with you?
I'm trying very hard to remain calm.
Stay calm, Drew. Stay calm. And then we have my man William Birch in the building. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just had a good day of football.
Dude.
And now just gonna relax from coaching football to talk about football. It's a good decompressing.
So I retweeted your tweet that had the thread, and I'm sure you're going to talk about that. But and if you want to share it, you can always share it. We'll put it on the screen. But I retweeted that, and I've already gotten a few messages in the DMs like, "Hey, did you see this study?" I'm like, "Yes, I saw the study." "Oh, did you see what he said?" I'm like, "Yes, I saw what he said." "I'm telling you, man, you got to give him a chance." And I'm like, "I gave him a chance. The man did X, Y, and Z." And without me giving up any information, people, I'll let that be something that we deal with. Let's see who's in the building with us today. We got friendly neighborhood Lions fan. What up, though? Malik Mills, Chrome, Forbidden Knowledge, 1991, Max Stagg. We got my man Vash Starwind in the building. We got Craig Bevins, Joseph Murdoch, Looney Tunes, Frank, One Funky Lions fan. We got Chrome. All right, we got right there. If you hear, hit the like, thumbs up button. This is really y'all world. We're going to be all over the world today, so bear with us. Because Drew is trying to remain calm, I'll give him the first shot at our first topic. Drew, how are you feeling? Where should we start this thing off at, man?
Well, I mean, I enjoy talking about the draft. I would start. I mean, I've been thinking about the 2023 draft since the day after the 2022 draft.
Wait. You've already started on the 2023 draft?
Yeah, so I've been watching QB school takes from the quarterback group. I basically just create playlists when he puts out tape. And so I sort them by year for the prospects that are likely to be out. So I've started watching. I've gotten through Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Now I'm going to go back and watch Spencer Rattler, the stuff that he's put out.
You're talking about the YouTube channel, the QB School by former Detroit Lion JT O'Sullivan, right?
That is correct.
Hey, shout out to JT O'Sullivan, man. Cool.
I like his stuff. I like the way he explains things. He breaks down film, and like someone who didn't play and doesn't really understand. And Will and I were talking about the post that he put up on YouTube about Jeff Okuda, and he was using some football insider terms, and I was like, "What's this mean? What's that mean? What's this? What do you mean?"
Yeah,
and so
bad tendency, very bad tendency.
JT does a good job of explaining football in layman's terms, let's say. So I really enjoy watching his stuff.
So he's been on here before.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on here before. We had a lot of fun, and when he first came on, he was about at like 1,500 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
I just told him everything I knew. I was like, I'm gonna tell you everything I know. And then I was like, the biggest thing is consistency, and it just blew up. And I just started posting it as much as possible and doing what I usually do, just making sure that other people can shine, because I believe that it's a lot of stars in this world. No need for anyone to dim out. And dude, he is so dope. Like he has full conversations. And one of the little tidbits that he let me in on was when Calvin Johnson was here, he said, man, they spent the whole week preparing for the game, right? He said, I'm not going to tell you who the head coach was, but he said we spent that whole time preparing for the game and got to the game. He's like, all right, what's the play? And the coach, who was a very well-respected head coach at the time, was like, the play is throw the ball to Calvin. like that was the answer. Throw the ball to Calvin. He was like, so just throw the ball to Calvin. I don't care. He's like, okay. So he said he really went out there, called whatever play he could remember that the ball go to Calvin, and just threw the ball to Calvin. I got so annoyed because I was like, you have got to be, shitting me that this happened, but not a bad one. I'm intrigued though, because you're talking about the 2023 draft, and I usually don't dive into it, but I'm intrigued as to what are your thoughts so far on Bryce Young, because in my opinion, we will not be picking high enough and will not be able to trade up high enough to get him. So
that is the concern with me as well, is that, the way that the schedule looks and like the way that you like the feeling of the team is, as Joseph Murdoch just said here, that 8 to 10 wins. So if you get to 8-10 wins, you're probably not picking high enough to grab one of the top QB prospects in the class. So as far as Bryce Young is concerned, from my point of view, largely it's going to reflect what JT said, but he looks like just like a very natural football player. Little, not big, but natural. And I like a lot of some of the things that he does. I like the way that he moves around in the pocket. I think that's always something that's kind of underrated about quarterbacks, is how well they move to alleviate or avoid pressure. And I like the way that he throws the ball. And I think that, the things that I've heard about him is that he's an excellent leader. And I think that that's probably something that Brad Holmes is really going to look at is, are these guys going to be somebody that's going to come in on day one and, pick up the culture and promote it? And, are they team captain? Are they, going to be a leader on this football team? And, he picked 3 team captains this last draft, and I
thought all of them except 2 were not captain.
I heard 3. I'm not certain. It's not a stat that pops up easily.
Yeah,
so he likes team captains. The point.
But that's part of the formula. But yeah, you could be right. I thought it was all of them except 3 were not a team captain at some point.
So that would have been 5.
2. I mean 2.
Oh, that would have been 6. So yeah, he likes his team captains.
Rodriguez, Hutchinson, and Pascal were team captains.
What you call him was too. The tight end was a captain at one point.
Mitchell.
Yeah, I thought they said he was a captain at one point as well.
I
Okay.
didn't know that.
So
Interesting.
let's say, but so my thinking with the draft is starting to like think. So like I know that like the Super Bowl odds or whatever has the Lions like third worst in the NFL, and fine and dandy, whatever. Like it's Super Bowl odds. It's not actually what happens, but if they are, say the worst happens, Jared Goff gets hurt or something like that, and he's not able to play up to the level that everyone is hoping that he will play up to this year, and which would allow us, I think, to get those like 8, 9, 10 wins. You might be there, if he, God forbid, hurts his knee or separates a shoulder or something.
You're talking injuries.
Yeah.
Wasn't you really going dark today, aren't you?
Well, I mean, just in the sense that like it's something that could happen. It's not likely to happen.
Now, here's my thing.
Yeah.
From what you've seen, because I've seen those same videos and stuff like that, and kind of chatted up with him a little bit behind the scenes just out of curiosity. But from what you've seen, would you be okay with the Lions trading the farm to move up to get him?
So I would. I mean, my expectation has been since basically after the first season of this new administration that they would spend some drafts and some off seasons like putting a roster, a foundation together, and then at some point they're going to have to commit to a quarterback. I don't believe it will be Goff, so therefore I am predicting that it's going to be a rookie of some kind. And I think that they would, call up Houston or Atlanta or whoever's got the pick up there and say, hey, we want to move up for whoever it is. Let's talk what it's going to take. So,
what do you think about that, William? I mean, with the fact that he's already in 2023. 2, he's already like, hey, I like what I see out of Bryce, right? And then 3, he said he'll trade the farm. He's ready. He's ready to lock and load. He's like, look, this is the answer. What are your feelings on that?
So my view is I haven't watched Bryce or CJ Stroud yet. I'm not gonna say what I think because I don't have anything to think yet. But we will have to trade up the farm to get him. Like, even if we're at pick number 10, it took the 49ers just trade up 2 picks, an additional 2 first, or to trade up 9 picks, it took an additional 2 first rounders. And I think another day 2 pick just to get Trey Lance, which was the funniest shit to me. But to me, the worst outcome of this season is 8 wins. I either want 10 wins or 6 wins. Please don't go in the middle. Because then we don't know if, okay, well, is Goff still the guy? Do we still try and figure this out? Or do we trade even more capital to move up for a quarterback? Or do we kind of hope and pray somebody falls to us? But if it's 10 wins, okay, well, let's ride with Goff. Because obviously, if we can keep filling out the roster and keep making it better, we got something.
Okay, now I don't know if you paid attention. Y'all really got to watch Drew. Drew, he said, "Let's ride with Goff," and Drew down there like had a vein pop out. What, Drew? What? So you done with Goff? You are over Goff. I see.
I don't see. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of hope. Like I was watching Roar of the Lions UK's stream the other day, and they had this term that I'd never heard before called hopium.
That's
combination
right.
of
That's right.
hope and opium.
That's right. I coined that one. Yeah, that's hopium.
Yeah.
That's right.
And there are lots of people just high off their ass on hopium right now, as far as just eyes rolled back in their head, laying on whatever part of the house they shot up in high. So listen, I think Jared Goff is a quarterback that you can.
Did y'all happen to catch when the truth comes out? Did you happen to catch it? He's like, oh shit, okay. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Drew. Continue.
I think that he's the kind of player that you can go out and you can win a football game with. He is a competent NFL player, but I do not think that he can compete with the likes of the NFL's elite at the position. And I am hoping that this administration puts together a roster that is going to compete with the very best teams year in, year out for the foreseeable future. And I don't feel Jared Goff is the quarterback that can accomplish that. Now, if he is someone that they want to keep on the roster through like 2023 and then go into like the 2024 season with a rookie. I think that just to Will's point could be something that they would if things fall in a certain way that they would roll with. But I don't think the team is going to be quote unquote ready to win football games week in, week out until Jared Goff is off the roster.
All right, look, I can't argue with much now. Again, this is a day for whatever you want. I can't argue with it. My attitude to it is, do I think you can win with Jared Goff? Yeah, I think you can win with Jared Goff. Again, going back to that Greek yogurt thing, it's a great fucking analogy. Don't you dare.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's very, very amazing. Don't you dare do. Shout out to my man Miko over there with the Questionable Podcast. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest. If you're looking at Jared Goff, can you get it done? Yeah, Trent Dilfer got it done. So many people have gotten it done. Joe Flacco has gotten it done. Rex freaking Grossman has gotten it done.
Mm.
I mean, I have already waved the white flag on Jared Goff, right? Because I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, he's irritated me at a new level. But I'm also still aware that it's still possible if they can just be a run first team, in my opinion. Joseph Murdoch want to know what are our thoughts on the D line if they stay healthy with the addition of the new draft picks. What are you thinking, William?
What I'll say is Levi and McNeil had about the same snap count last year. Now they got above 40% snap share for how many snaps they had, and it was really a 5-man rotation within the interior 3 last year. I want and hope to see Pascal come in, take some more of those snaps. That way, Brockers ends up after this year becoming cap casualty because we can save $10 million and help even bring in someone better than him in free agency. But from what I've seen, I think some people are too low on Levi. I think he is better than people are giving him some credit for. But I'm still hoping. But again, that's like saying Okuda is better than some people give him credit for.
Ooh, but nobody's saying that. Nope.
Hey, what I'm saying, but on that front, Okuda was. I made a whole thread on Okuda. He's still bad his first year. Like there's no getting around that. He was trash his first year.
I'm happy you said it though. That's all I care about. Like, cause I remember in the having some nice debates. And I'm like, I've seen it. It was technique issues that was plaguing him, and in my opinion, little stuff, nothing big, but little stuff that I think that was plaguing him. And him getting beat on a lot of plays. But I saw it early on. Like I said, when they went against Michigan, I was dialed into that game because I really do like Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he was killing them. He just was dropping the ball.
Yeah. But it's the same type of thing with Levi. Like, he was better than some people were giving him credit for it because people were saying he was bad. I don't think he was bad. Like, I think at most he was like, underwhelming because some people had him listed as DT1 in the 2020 draft.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like, he was a rookie. He's going into his second year. Like, to me, a lot of players prove a lot of what they are this year. What Okuda does this year, if he can stay healthy, we find out if he's a bust or not. This is the year for Okuda to either get hurt again and we ship him or
3 for 3.
Why I say get hurt again? He's like, either get hurt again
or show something.
I mean, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okuda, in my opinion, it's a safety. He's a safety. He has all the technique, in my opinion, to be an amazing safety. And I'm like, you hear me right now. Mark my words. If they move Okuda to safety, y'all gonna call me crazy. I believe that our defense can be top 5. With Okuda at safety and Tracy Walker, we can be a top 5 defense because I believe Okuda has his instincts are there. His willingness to tackle is definitely there. The ball skills, are there. It's the other stuff I'm worried about. He wasn't technical sound at the cornerback position, and you got to look at the receivers in our division alone. Rookie to rookie, when he went against Jefferson, I'm like, oh, okay.
he had so much technique that he had to clean up. But to his credit, a lot of that technique, like he had a bad habit where he would start here, the receiver's here, and he just jumps outside, and then this man just does a slant, and now he's out of position. Right?
Yeah.
And
but that was a problem in college too, Will, where he would the inside guys.
But that was by design of the Ohio State system, because he always had to get outside leverage because linebackers always had inside help. He always had inside help, so he only had to care about one side. So when that translates over into the pro game, well, shit, he always don't. If you're going against Devontae Adams, why are you giving him an inside release on the slant?
I know, right? Or better yet, why not put no hands on him? He never touched him.
But I think that was a product of his time at OSU that kind of hurt him. But in his game against San Francisco, he didn't do that anymore. He was getting better on curl routes, matching hip for hip, dropping at the same time, and breaking on the ball at the same time. He got better on man crosses going across the field. He was actually keeping up with them and playing correctly with his correct spacing. So there's ways in which he did improve. I just wish we got more than 3/4 of a game to see it. I really wish we got more than that.
I respect that, Drew. Drew? This is directly at you, sir. It says, Drew, what's your answer at quarterback? Who can take over? Should they all? This is a brilliant question. He says, should they wait until Archie Manning is ready? Goff got to a Super Bowl and it's better than anyone else the Lions have or can get. What do you say to that, Drew?
So I think that's an excellent question, and I think that it highlights a couple of things that I think are what the real problem with what Lions and the rest of the teams in the NFL have, which is whether or not they have access to certain players. He's right. Like, so his inference there is like, how are you going to upgrade Jared Goff, right? Like, who do you have access to that's going to be better than Jared Goff? And right now they don't have access to somebody. Like the only player, and this is theoretical, and I'm not stating that I think this should happen. The only player I think that they have a realistic chance to acquire today that might be better than Jared Goff would be Baker Mayfield. I don't think that they would do that. So I think they're going to stick with Jared Goff. Now, what would I do? I would go all in next season, depending on where they are picking in the draft, to determine whether or not I feel like I need to trade into the top 5 or even the top 3 or maybe even all the way up to 1 if it means to go ahead and get a quarterback that's going to be an upgrade on Jared Goff. That's what I would do, is I would be looking to trade up into next year's class.
All right, Space Time says, what will you give the Bears for Robert Quinn? I'll take this one. Absolutely nothing. Newsflash, I don't know if you were paying attention to the draft this year, but we've taken the Aidan Hutchinson. We've taken the Pascal. And prior to that, let me keep going. We've also taken a Houston. And then prior to that, we've taken an Aleem McNeil. We've taken a, what's the guy we were just talking about? Levi Onwuzurike. And that's just the 5 D linemen that we drafted. Not to mention the fact that you traded and picked up a Michael Brockers. Not to mention that you get back Romeo Okwara and you re-sign Charles Harris. Where the hell are you supposed to put Robert Quinn at? Whose spot is he taking? And if they do trade anything or sign him, somebody about to be hurt or lost a damn leg or limb. So nothing. I'm not willing to trade a damn thing for Robert Quinn. He is not
to mention, he's 32 this year, has 3 more years on his contract at $17 million, $18 million, and $17 million.
What? Nothing. He wants to be traded. Nothing. And in my opinion, or released or whatever he wants to do, let him go. He's not a person that I'm worried about. Like, even if he stays, he's not a threat to the Lions. He doesn't scare me. Nothing. Hell no. I want no parts of him. Unfortunately, it's just not what I want. Now, one of the things I do want to bring up, because I thought about this. I made this statement and I got chewed out. And basically what I said is if the Lions come out with a slow start, we're talking about the first 7 games, If in the first 7 games their record is 1-5, what are you thinking as a fan? Starting off with you, Drew.
I think I'm going to have a different opinion than probably most people in the chat, but I just won't care. I mean, like, to me, what that says is we have to spend less to get a quarterback next year, and that 2023 would be the year. I would want to know why we are 1-5. Is it they are still going out and playing as hard and with as much energy and passion as they demonstrated last year? If yes, I'm really not worried about it, because I feel like what happened last year is probably likely to happen at some point this upcoming season, is that they're going to find a stretch where that is going to pay off, and they're going to finally start getting wins as opposed to losses. I think it would be disappointing. I think a lot of people would be disappointed if they started off 1-5.
What about you, Drew? How are you feeling? If the Lions get a slow start and they're heading to that bye week at 1-5, what are you thinking?
I would be rather disappointed. I fully expect us to lose the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
They have Darius Slay and James Bradbury, like 2 great corners. I think they still have.
We got DJ Chark and Jameson Williams.
Is he playing week 1? I don't know. I mean, he might.
Oh, he not playing week 1?
I don't know if he is or not. And I haven't heard anything that indicates when he will return. If he is playing, great. If he's not playing, okay, they're being cautious with him.
But if we're to win that game, it is because Hutchinson ate like he's 500 pounds.
Right.
like
wasn't expecting that. Go ahead.
To me, there's like zero chance we run on them. They have Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, and 2 good defensive ends. I forget. They have Hassan Reddick, and they have
Brandon Graham,
Derek Barnes, and Brandon Graham, or Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham.
Derek
so
Barnett.
I do not expect us to win that game because they also have more firepower than us on offense, and they
beat the shit out of the Lions last year. I mean, it was not a competitive game. They absolutely thumped them.
Oh yeah,
running the ball though.
Yeah, running the
ball. Yeah,
they could not stop running the ball.
If we somehow come out of that game with like 5 bullet wounds but a win,
oh man,
that would rise my stock for the rest of the season.
They would be riding high. That would be a huge confidence booster right out of the gates. I think that could set up the first half of the season exceedingly well if they got a win against Philly.
I'm fully expecting them to beat the Eagles, and it's not even close. The way I'm looking at it is like this: you're playing on week 1, right? You get to play on week 1 at home, and the Eagles are already enough to piss off their quarterback. That's 1, but 2, we are in year 2 of a new scheme, and I think the change to the defense will yield different results in their running ability. Mm-hmm. And so now, if they can't run, I like our chances of winning with Hurts trying to be a quarterback, because to me, he is about as mad as Mitchell Trubisky. And so I'm good with them coming out in that game and getting a win. They don't know what we're doing. It's all new to them because there's all new things. Ben Johnson's new. The defensive scheme is new. So I don't know how you have prep time when you're changing up everything and you're coming in off a clean slate. They're not going to show you shit in the preseason. They're going to show you all the old stuff. So I'm expecting us to win that game. But if they start off 1-5 and going into the bye week, I want Dan Campbell fired if that season does not get turned around. If they start off 1-7, if they hit 1-8, fire him right there. Be done with it. Start over. Start looking for your next head coach, or just promote Aaron Glenn and keep it pushing. What I cannot do is act as if though that this team standards can continue to stay low amongst this fan base. It's no way possible. If you're starting off with this record, starting off with a record of 1-7, 1-8, 1-6, something like that, 0-6, something like that, with this schedule in this season, yeah, we got a problem. And to me, you're not the guy. That's just how I see it.
The only way we start off 1-7, 1-8 is if Goff got hurt. And Tim Boyle is going and trying to lead us to the glory land, which the glory land, in this case, means the first overall pick. If Goff gets hurt, that could be the only train wreck of the season. I just don't see a possible way. Like first 8 weeks, if we lose to the Bears with that roster, who do they have? They have
They are
Fields.
awful.
They have Darnell Mooney.
Listen,
Big Cole Kmet.
keep preaching.
Cole
Keep
Kmet
preaching.
go often.
Keep preaching. And this is my point. This is why my expectations are so high. The Vikings and Bears are both in a rebuild year, and their rosters have been destroyed. They've been destroyed. The Vikings not so much, but for the most part, the Bears has been complete. You have to sweep them. You have to sweep them. You should be splitting at the very minimum with the Vikings, and you should be splitting with the Packers. But if you're just getting your ass whooped by both of them, you can't be the guy. You can't. You have. It's something wrong with that picture.
I don't think that there's any chance, even if they were 1-7, that ownership would have given him a 5-year contract or a 6-year contract, and they would fire him in the first half of the second season. I don't. I mean, maybe you're right, but I don't think that they would have done that.
That'll be the. I mean, listen. Just think about this, right? Just follow me for a minute, Drew. Tell me if I lost my shit. I know you will. I trust you. Okay. The Packers have completely destroyed their receiving corps.
It's true.
And while they did add a rookie in Watson, who I think is going to be good, right?
I don't think he's going to be good.
Yeah. I think he's going to be good.
I don't think so.
Their starting receiving corps is probably going to be Lazard, Watson, and Amari Rodgers. Okay. And maybe a free agent if they can get one, right? Yeah. So you're going to go against a Packer team who doesn't have a legitimate killer of a receiving corps no more. They don't have a legitimate killer at receiver. There's no legitimate killer at tight end. The Lions should be able to come in there and put some pressure on that ass. Then you got the Bears. Sure. The Bears have completely just tossed it in. They say, you know what? We are going to do the best we can, but right now we're going to give up a lot of players. You don't have to worry about Hakeem Hicks or Khalil Mack or pretty much a lot of damn people for that matter. It's been there. New head coach, new general manager. Vikings, new head coach, new general manager. They still got Kirk Cousins, a quarterback I think is pretty decent. But they still got a good receiving core, good tight end, good running back. Offensively, they're still there. Offensive line, though, still questionable, still trying to get that together. And defensively, they're playing around with new schemes. Yeah. Okay, fine. But they're going to have at least one of those guys a starting rookie at corner. Somebody got to beat this dude, right? Somebody. Now, granted, they're going to have good safety play with their added Lewis Seen, who I'm expecting to be decent, and they already got Harrison. But for the most part, the division should be arguably contested. It shouldn't be a walk-off for the Packers.
At this point, Patrick Peterson is going to be 32 by the start of the season. Harrison Smith is 33.
Is he a year older than Patrick Peterson?
Yeah, apparently. I just looked it up.
Holy cow.
Well, you know.
Yeah, but
I didn't think it was that long.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're getting better. Or they're getting older, but they're getting older. But they got Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter off the edge. Those are going to be the two we have to figure out. But between Taylor Decker and Penny Sewell, they should have it.
That's what I'm saying. We don't got to worry about that. The tackles we took, we're paying, need to do their job. And I believe they will. I'm just saying, look at this season as a whole. First of all, let me go back and shout out the big homie because I know he's out there bathing in the sun and drinking pina coladas and stuff. So shout out to the homie Detroit son Big Will, what up though, who gave me the thumbs down the minute I said we start off whatever and ever. He gave me how many thumbs down? 4 of them motherfuckers. You are cold as hell. Okay. But I ain't mad at you, man. Safe travels and get back home soon, sir. Listen, what's going on, Rumble? Rumble, you want to get in here? Let me see you the link, bro.
Come on, man.
Ooh, what up,
Let me see you the link.
Luke, to answer your question, though.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I agree with the description that you just gave, and I when I was running through the schedule and doing like projections for win-loss, I thought beat the Bears twice, split with both of the other two. I think that would be progress.
It is progress. That's good progress. That's contested for the division. Because think about it.
We'd basically be winning the division at that point.
But let's think about it. If you sweep the Bears, that's 2. You split with them, that's 4, right? Now, we got that out the way. Then you play the Seattle Seahawks, who's really serious about Drew Lock. I don't know what the hell going on with Seattle.
I know that's what they said, but they cannot mean that.
But they seem like they are.
They cannot mean that.
They seem pretty content with doing it. I'm just, not my idea. Just, it is what it is.
I agree. They said it in the press.
He says he's eating right now. How long we get? Man, maybe a few more. Maybe probably do like an hour and a half, maybe somewhere in that area. What's going on, Ferg? I did get your email, and I am trying to get everything around. I just been getting hit with work, bro. They killing me. They are literally killing me. So, it's the nature of the beast, man.
I agree with Gunner.
What's that?
Gunner says, that it would take something like that. It would take something like the player base losing faith in the coach in order for, I think, ownership to say we have to cut bait with you.
Yeah, see, See, let me go back. We already got 4 wins. Then we got Seattle. That should be a win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get the chance to play the Panthers, I think it was. What's his name? Matt Rule. How you put out that damn dude? Matt Rule. He probably gonna be fired before we even play the Panthers. I guarantee
he might be.
I don't know how it's gonna happen, but my soul says yes, he'll be fired before we play him. Right? So you already know he's not doing much of nothing. So that should be a win. So that's 6 right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to go to look at some of the other games that I think jump out to me, which again, people like the Dolphins. Everybody wants to talk about, they're so much faster. They're so this and this. They don't even trust Tua. Tua don't trust Tua. And I'm just saying to myself, it ain't like they finna come out and commit to a run against us. That ain't finna happen. They got to travel from Miami to Michigan in October. I don't know about y'all, but I've been here a while. It's cold as hell in October. And yes, we are in a dome, but I guarantee you that travel will make a difference. It will. The Giants refuse to pick up the option of their quarterback. They don't know what they want to do with freaking with Barkley, and their receiving corps need prayer. The guy that many of us wanted to keep, Galladay, we don't even know where he's going to be. We should be winning that one. And I'm just looking at the numbers. We should easily have a chance to be competing for it. Not to mention, you play a Jacksonville Jaguars team with a new head coach.
A better head coach.
Yeah. So, to me, it's the talk of what I want versus, like, what I'd accept and expectations in that front. So, to me, last year, we won 3 games, tied 1. Lost a game to a record-breaking field goal. Lost a game to a 50-plus field goal. Lost a game to a last-minute 30-yard field goal. And we're 4 points away in 2 games with Tim fucking Boyle at quarterback.
We're not gonna get upset today. This is a safe space. It's a safe space.
With like 2 things happening our way. And then I also think we lost the game because we had we tried 4 times to get a touchdown. We didn't get it. I think we could have potentially, even if 2 or 3 of those flipped in our favor, could have been 5. What is it now? 5-11-1, 6-10-1 last year. Mm-hmm. So I really think we are already way ahead of schedule, and people don't understand how, like, not inside the player base, but like people outside the Lions fan base don't understand who the fuck Dan Campbell is and how inspiring he's been to these players, and like getting one of the most injured teams in league, like top 3 in injuries, to end the season on like winning 3 out of 6 games. That's crazy.
Like I said, it's one of the things that you look at. You got to call it out. My man's Hands Therapeutic says, "Let me in, Luke." Link is in the description. Ghost Gunner joins us. What do you have for us, man? What's going on? This is a day to ask what you want.
Hey, what's good, man?
What's going on?
I tried to join your last show. My internet was such a disaster. I couldn't do it. I had to cut bait with that.
Yeah. You was coming in and out. I was looking like, okay.
So my old internet service got bought out by a new company, and it immediately went to complete hell. Like this, this switch happened. Yeah, it is a company I've never even heard of.
Well, it happens. Let me read this really quick. Technical Puma says, "Did you see the Seahawks fake schedule video? Diggs was pissed that he had to play on Thanksgiving again. I didn't, but I'm gonna go look for it now."
Oh yeah,
all right. What you got for us, Gunner?
But yeah, I think at least 8 wins is fairly realistic. If the roster, the players continue to progress like they have been, if there's no serious injuries, like our whole O-line doesn't get injured, all of our secondary doesn't get injured again, Goff plays half decent, and we don't have 2-yard Boyle at quarterback. You remember TYB 2-yard Boyle?
Drew can't help himself. So it's like
that was funny.
As soon as you hear the word Goff, he's like,
I didn't come up with TYB though. That was funny.
But to me, that should be the standard. That should be the standard by this fan base. 8. I don't want to hear 7 and 6.
It's not even a winning record either.
And that's the scary part. Everybody's so busy jumping on my throat for saying 8, but I'm trying to get them to understand. At 8, I feel like we were closer to competing for a playoff spot.
I mean, that might even get you one this year for how bad the NFC is.
Somebody at 9 and 8 is going to make the playoffs.
I think someone with 8 wins going to make the playoffs.
Right?
The NFC might not be that.
It's possible, right? And if that's the case, I would rather be closer to being in the mix than further out. If you're talking at 7, obviously you're nowhere near, in my opinion. Why? Because it's only one game. But it's one game that didn't swing in a way that puts you 2 games away from it versus just 1. I want to be so much closer. In my opinion, though, I think I think I'm looking at in just wins off rip that I'm expecting to win are 10. I think they should have 10 wins. And if they get more than 10, great. But for me, 8 to 12 is my range. I expect this team to be good. And if they're not, I'm going to be questioning a lot of things. Which brings me to my next point, because I've been dying to ask this question. I've asked it before, Drew, so I know that you're going to love this one. Oh, for the record, Drew don't want to talk about sacks, y'all. He don't want to talk about Aidan Hutchinson.
He don't want to talk about sacks.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
I'll take the seed.
Can somebody explain to me, why is it considered unrealistic to expect Aidan Hutchinson to have 10 sacks? I don't care who take it. Why is it unrealistic?
I have come up with the discrepancy that I think keeps running up with this one. Drew immediately muted himself.
I respect that. Go ahead.
That's just funny. I respect the self-control. But so the way I see it, I want him to be double digits. Like, my expectation is for him to be double digits.
Immediately?
Yeah, because I've watched the film. I think everyone talks about how he went silent in the Georgia game. I broke it down. He only had 6 one-on-one opportunities. In those opportunities, he got 2 pressures, which was on par with his 33% for the full season, as well as he, even when getting double-teamed, he still got 2 extra sacks, or 2 extra pressures. He stunted really well twice and was so dominant that he got the other guy that looped around to get an additional 2 pressures. He was great in the run. They only ran towards him once because they were worried about him that much. That Georgia team really did everything they can to scheme him out of the game. That's what I felt out of that game. And that was everyone's, this is why he's bad. And in my eyes, they just schemed around him. They tried to make sure he was irrelevant. And even when doing that, he still got 4 pressures.
I mean, I think
and using the holding call.
I think using one game against a player is terrible in general. People try to do that with AJ Terrell when he went against LSU.
Okay. Now, so all that being said, I believe he'll be a double-digit player, but if he gets 7 sacks, I'm all right with that because that is basically the average for top 5 players or top 5 edge rushers in the past 21 years.
Being the rookie years.
Yeah, and getting him, if he gets 7 sacks his first year, he must have double digits the next year. That's my that's how I'm viewing it.
Now, to me, first of all, let me shout out the homie. What's going on? Mr. Micro Mike is in the building. He says, "Yo, I want 10 sacks." 2 things. I love what you said. One, if he has single digits, he must have double-digit sacks the next year. That is also true, and I think that generates more pressure than what I'm asking right now, and I'll tell you why. When you go through and you look at the players who have had single sacks in their seasons, they have all gone on in their rookie contract to have double-digit sacks. Now, here's what I discovered about this. The ones who did not go on to have double-digit sacks were often just average players. That's how they were. They were average players. And I'm not looking for average players at the 2nd overall pick. I want somebody who is above average, somebody who is special, who is different. And if Aidan Hutchinson can get to those double digits, especially when he got an extra game, if he can get to those double digits, he joins a very special group of people that are all above average. And if he's that guy, he should get double-digit sacks. Some of the people who had single-digit sacks that end up getting double-digit sacks well down in their career are people like Chris Long, which is why I hated that freaking comparisons, because Chris Long is about as average as they come.
Can I speak to that comparison?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think there's a misnomer with that comparison that people drew. So what Brad Holmes was saying was when he first saw Aidan Hutchinson when he was with the Rams in 2020, he was playing a more inside role, which reminded him of Chris Long, where when Chris Long was in college, he played a more inside role. So it was a projection to him to see how he plays the outside. That's talking in the 2020 mind frame, right? Or the frame of mind in 2020. 2021, Aidan Hutchinson exclusively was at the edge. And the moment they moved him out here, he balled out and had a fantastic year. So I think that Chris Long comparison was more initial vibes in 2020 when he played inside rather than in 2021 where he exclusively played outside.
Without me even having to say much other than I agree with your analysis of that, I don't want him compared to Chris Long at all. I don't want his toenails to be like Chris Long. I don't want his beard to be like Chris Long. I don't want him to sneeze like Chris Long. Matter of fact, don't even use Chris Long and him in the same sentence. That's like putting Jamarcus Russell and Aaron Rodgers in the same sentence. Somebody needs to be slapped if that's the view.
That's different. That's
no, it's not different. It's not different. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Stay with me. Stay with me, Will. Stay with me, Will. Just stay with me.
Chris Long got at least. Okay.
Will, just stay with me. Just stay with me. I'm gonna tell you why it's not different. The point I'm trying to make is when you are above average, when you are something different, you don't get to have people who are below your skill set mentioned in your breath. I've never heard anyone go, "Yo, what Isaiah Thomas and freaking Jordan." They don't have those conversations. Pistons fans will, but most people don't have that conversation. And when you go through, you look at LeBron James. You don't hear them talking about Cade Cunningham being in LeBron James around. No, they're not in the same arena. Don't mention me right now. I feel like I don't want him to be compared at all. That's the only point I'm trying to make. And if they're going to do that, it's not what I want. I do agree with you. If he gets single digits, yes, to whom much is given, much is expected. I'm going to expect him to have more. But average players are why you're saying the single digits, because they're average. They're
Okay,
average
so
players.
I want to get I want to get that average right there. So when I look at Chris Long, his first season 4 sacks, his second season 5, third 8.5, fourth 13, fifth 11.5, sixth 8.5, and then he got hurt and then wasn't the same since. So
He was
to
average
me,
all the way before the injury.
He
had one unaverage season.
To me, that's good. So to me, a good player at edge gets 7.5 sacks. Chris Harris was a good player at edge last year. He had 7.5 sacks, 34 pressures. That was a good player. Like he was top 20 in I believe top 20 in pressures and like top 32 in sacks. I'm all right with that. That's a good player. So I guess what I want to figure out is what are your benchmarks? What's a benchmark for average? What's a benchmark for above average? And what makes someone good? I want to get those kind of defined.
Average is average, right? Good is good. Bad is bad. Suck is suck. But for me,
I mean like sack wise, because like you're calling someone getting 7-8 sacks average.
What I'm saying is this.
No.
When you did the average of all those people, you said it came up to 7 sacks, right?
In the top 5.
Okay, but you said it came up to
5 players.
I said okay, right? And I said okay. You said it came up to 7.
Yeah.
But Von Miller was taken second overall, had 11.5. Right?
That's a great season.
Okay.
7 is a good season.
I'm just saying, wait. So he had Julius Peppers had 12.
Great season.
Okay. So the point that you're not catching up with me is if you were to compare a guy who had 7 sacks to those seasons, the other guy's average. Those guys are above average. They're exceeding those average marks because they're above average. I want an above average player at the second overall pick. I don't want somebody who's just a good player at the second overall pick. So, I can get good players in the third round, second round. We've seen it already.
Maybe that's it. So maybe that's it. You're looking at this from a top 5 perspective.
No, I'm not.
7
the original thing was this. What made me go down the road to even look this up was when I was talking to Drew. Drew was like, you can't name nobody. And I can name a bunch of them. And I did name some. And then he was like, that's only a few. And I was like, but you don't get it. It's a few because they're not average.
Wait. So I guess I want a sack number from you. What is average? Is 7 an average sack number?
Yes.
To me, that's ludicrous.
That's fine.
To me, that's ludicrous. 4 is an average number. Four is average. 7.5, 8-ish is good.
But if you go back, if you
10
go back
plus
and you look
is great.
If you go back and you take what you just told me that the average over them was 7, I don't want that. I want the guy above average. Now, shout out to my man Adam who says, "God damn you, Luke. I know I'm always starting something. It's not my fault though. I promise you." And shout out to my man in the mix who says, "Yo, Luke, tell me you see me. I see you, brother. I always see you, 100%." But Predator Kingdom says that I need more than 10.5 sacks from Hutchinson this season. And my attitude to it is this. I am okay with the idea that hold on, let me let Rumble in. Boom, got him. I am okay with the idea that if you believe he's that guy, you should be having this statement right here. If he's that guy, you should be saying, I should get 10 sacks or more. If you believe he's that guy. But even Adam says 7 to 8.5 sacks is respectable. That is respectable. It's average. It's straight average. I need somebody that's out the gate. And what I mean by that is I need somebody who's not average. This man that we took was drafted higher than 30 players on a list of rookies who had 10 sacks or more. And if you take out the 2 interior D linemen, he still was drafted higher than 28 of them. And all I'm saying is this. He was drafted higher than some people who didn't have some not so average seasons, like Reggie White, Derek Thomas. If you want to go up a little bit more recent, like he was drafted higher than Michael Parsons. Nobody said Michael Parsons had an average season.
Question.
Yes.
Is 5 sacks a bad season?
It will be for Luke.
It's just average.
So your average is anything below double digits.
So
my average is for a edge rusher. If you are getting, say, anything below double digits, yeah, you're average.
So
hang on. Will, can I get in real quick?
I set this up.
Okay.
So Julian Aguara is at the same level as Max Crosby, Preston Smith, Brian Burns, by your definition.
Julian Aguara is not a player that we will ever screen is elite or is above average. We're not screaming that for him.
But Max Crosby, Brian Burns,
yeah,
those are good players.
Yes, they are.
But the thing that you're missing, William, is I've never said that they're not good players. What I said is I don't want average players. And where people seem to get it confused is they're trying to interject this idea of good to bad player in there. I never said you're a bad player. I just said you're an average player. And as an average player, yeah, I'm not going to act as if though I should be happy about taking an average player second overall. Nobody's freaking happy about taking an average player second overall. Go and talk to the Packers who took Tony Mandrich, who was less than more than average.
This is
right?
very clearly a Tony Mandrich situation. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a reality. You don't want an average player. You don't want an average player. But Drew, the thing that you're missing is
I'm not missing anything. You're missing something.
Who wants an average player at the second overall pick?
Well, I don't think we got one.
Okay, then asking a guy to get a half a sack a game should not be too damn much. It should be pretty simple.
Well, so Luke, here's my thought on it. Whether his sack total is 4 or 30 or whatever the hell it is, if he contributes to the Lions winning football games, that's the only goddamn number that matters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get your 9 wins and he has 4 sacks, you should be goddamn thrilled.
No, I'm not going to be thrilled.
Yes, you absolutely should be.
Why?
Now, if he gets 10 sacks and they get 4 wins, you're the same. I'm going to hear the same argument from this stream from you, and I'm not going to do it. So hold on. Let me get this straight.
If he gets 4 sacks,
yep,
and they get 9 wins, I'm supposed to be happy for him.
No, you're going to be happy for the Detroit Lions,
right? So understand something. You're switching the topic because you're moving you are, because what you're doing is you're moving into a team-based thing, and I'm talking about no. You're moving it to a team-based thing, and I'm talking about the individual.
Sure,
keep it to the individual.
No,
so let's talk about it. You telling me that an individual player with 4 sacks you're good with?
I'm not going to set an expectation. I am not going to set an expectation on
Lawrence Taylor was. Lawrence Taylor on the record said, if I had 2 sacks, 10 hurries, and I was balling out and I felt like shit.
Understand something, Will.
He said if I had 0 sacks, 4 hurries, and we won.
The difference is you're now interjecting a team point of view into it when I'm talking about the individual.
I get you don't like the pick.
No. The pick don't bother me.
I get that you hate it.
No. The pick don't bother me. I'm okay with the pick. I'm fine with the pick. I'm fine with the pick. However, what I'm not going to do is do what the average Lion fan do, drink the Kool-Aid and act as if though we are not supposed to have expectations for our picks. Why is it okay? Sure. Why is it okay for a 4th round pick to have 10 sacks in 10 games, but now a 2nd overall pick can't have 10 sacks? That's ludicrous. And the reality is this. If this guy is the guy that everybody is hyping up, right? You have to understand, if he's that guy, and all you ask for is a half a sack a game.
Good job, Adam.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah, sure.
I agree with both of you here. I see where Luke is coming from. For many years, we have these high draft picks, a la the tight ends. They just never pan out. Jeff Okuda has yet to even show us his final form. I'm with Luke here, but I agree with you as well, Drew and Will. If he does have 7 sacks, but he also demands the double teams and it allows those interior linemen to do their thing, I have no issues with that because it shows that the line is going to be a complete line almost.
But again, Rumble, there's no disagreement in that. See, this is the thing that people are not understanding. There's no disagreement in that. My disagreement does not. See, that to me is an intangible. It's one of the reasons why I love Ndamukong Suh. And Ndamukong Suh, who had 10 sacks his rookie year because he was not average and has not been. But Ndamukong Suh had 10 sacks his rookie year, and what he did generated such a demand for people to respect him that it changed how we played. And when you lost Ndamukong Suh, you saw the entire defense go to the damn toilet. They didn't even flush it. They just put more shit on top of shit and let it pile up with more shit. And then they said, you know what? We did some shit.
Wait,
I'm just simply saying this. Hold on. I want to get this out because I think this is where we're getting lost at. I have no problem with the intangibles. However, where the problem come in at is the expectation of this fan base. I'm not this, Adam, to be fair, I'm not taking out the pressures. I'm not taking out the hits. I'm not taking out the run stats. I'm not taking out none of that. What I'm saying is this. If you are looking at a guy who's being brought in here to be an edge rusher because we had 30 sacks, and all I'm asking you to get is a half a sack a game in 17 games, when I can name 37 people.
Average.
What's average?
A half a sack a game. That's 8.5 sacks. That's average, Luke. I thought you don't like average.
Okay. How many games is in the season?
17. That's average.
Okay.
That's 8.5.
All right. So
you're all right with average.
No. Hold on. I might have did my math wrong, Will, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure if you took 10 and divided by 17, that's 0.5. Maybe I'm wrong. If I took 17, if I took, is it 10 divided by 17?
It's 17 divided by 2. Because you're getting a sack every 2 games. That comes out to 8.5.
No. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
You pull out the calculator.
Yeah,
0.5 times 17.
No, wouldn't it be you got 17 games to get 10 sacks, right? Right? So I could be doing the math wrong. So, but wouldn't it be 10 divided by 17? Or am I doing that wrong?
You need to get 0.6 sacks a game.
All right, so 0.6 sacks a game. Let's just flip it. So conceded, I can't remember the math because I wrote it down and I did that shit and I don't have it in front of me. But 17 games, I got over 32 people who have over 10 sacks and did it without having 17 games. So if they didn't have the 17 games, help me understand, why would you not want your second overall pick, who was drafted higher than Michael Parsons, who had 13?
Question. Out of those 32 people. Okay.
Wait a minute. Michael Parsons last year, as the 12th overall pick, had 13. And I have a Lions fan base who good with 7. Y'all don't find nothing wrong with that?
Okay, so the 32 players are talking about, one, when you total them up and put them in the Discord, it was actually 24. The ones you posted was 24. 2.
Who was 24?
You posted 24 names in the Discord.
No.
Yeah,
they must have cut off then. The list must have cut off.
I double checked it.
Yeah, the list must have cut off.
Even if it was 32.
Go ahead.
You're including all the way to the 5th round. How many edge rushers were drafted?
What do you mean?
How many edge rushers were drafted that time?
It doesn't matter how many was drafted. You know why it don't matter?
Wait, it really matters.
Will, you know why it don't matter?
That could be 1 in 20.
Well, you got to remember, it's only the worst case scenario.
Hold on, listen. You know why it don't matter?
Yeah.
Because no matter how many of those people were drafted, these guys stood out from those guys, which made them above them. So guess what? When I had the guy in there,
exceptional.
No.
They're super exceptional.
No. Listen,
those 32 are not the average.
Listen, I don't want average. That's the point you don't get. I don't want an average player.
We get what you don't want.
Luke, all of us don't want an average player. But
yes, y'all do. That's why y'all want 7 sacks.
I don't want 7 sacks, Luke.
Luke, I literally
Let me ask you a question.
No, stop. You're gonna cut me off. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
I opened this up saying I want double-digit sacks for him, but the realistic average for a top 5 pick over the last 25 years is 7 sacks. Only one out of every 7 top. This dates back all the way to 1985, and it holds true. Only 1 in 7 top 5 pass rushers.
No, don't do top 5. Do rookies. Do rookie DNs.
Right. Do the thing that makes Luke's point seem better, William. Come on.
Right. Do what Drew said. Do what Drew said.
Do the thing. I'm going through all the way.
Wait, William. Do the thing that Drew said so we can make sure that we get an accurate count. What you're doing is this. When you skewer it down to 2 people, what you're doing is you're taking away the fact that there are 4th, 5th, 6th, 3rd round picks who have gotten it done. Why is it okay for them to get it done?
You're only counting 32 people out of the
because they are in a different group. But Reggie White is in that group. If you're not in the group that is above average, then you're average. I don't want you. Not in the second overall.
Can I talk? Please?
Yeah, go for it, Luke.
Can I talk? Drew. Thank you.
Go for it.
My issue with this argument, whether it's for Trayvon Walker or Aidan Hutchinson or Reggie White or whomever it is that what is essentially being discussed, in my opinion, is boiling down at one player's impact into a single statistical category.
Listen, what you're not understanding is it's not being broken down to a single category. What I'm saying is this. He was not brought here for no other reason other than to be able to help in the run and to generate sacks. What I'm pointing out to you is this. When you made the statement that, it's not happening a lot, I went through and I got Max Crosby, who in 10 games had 10 sacks.
Yep.
He's going to have 17 to get 10 sacks.
So great.
And if he doesn't get 10 sacks at a minimum, this is another way to look at it. I believe that truth can go across any platform. If you go and get hired to be, say, I don't know, a mechanic, right? Nobody is hoping you're a good mechanic. They're hiring you because they're expecting you to meet the standards of their criteria for a good mechanic. None of y'all are putting expectations out there. Y'all are saying that y'all want stuff, but wants are not the same as expectations. You don't get hired because somebody just wanted to hire you. You get hired because they're expecting you to do the job. And if you are expected to do the job and don't do the job, you get fired. So why are you now skipping the expectations so you can now just go with the wants?
Can I make a point? The only person or maybe people whose opinions on Aidan Hutchinson play that matter are Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Mine and what I think he should do to accomplish what I would consider to be a quote-unquote worthy season does not matter to anybody. It has no bearing or impact, nor should it, on Aidan Hutchinson, the Detroit Lions, or hopefully anyone that can listen to my voice right now. And I don't understand why it is so important that we come to some kind of consensus on this expectation when the only people whose opinions matter are the people who are either coaching him or going to be paying him.
Because the reason you come to a consensus on the expectation is because you're not setting it. What you are doing is you're saying, I want this, but this is what I'm expecting. And when you set expectations like that, that's a low ball. You're lowballing yourself to it. I've never heard nobody say to their kid, I expect my kid to be a bum and not have a job. I've never seen that as an expectation.
Sure.
Why are we doing it now? And all I'm pointing out to you is this. There are other people in this league that's done it. Now, for the people who come in kind of late, like Ricky Bobby and Technical Jeff, who points out that people have had single digits, William and I agree on this, that even if he did have single digits this year, he must have double digits next year. Drew disagrees with that.
But we don't agree on is I believe this changing from average, good, great. What you're saying is that anything below 10 sacks is average. I do not believe that in the slightest.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you all a question, and then I'm gonna let Rumble jump in too? I'm gonna answer all the same questions. So starting off with you, William, who's the best pass rusher in the Detroit Lions history?
I'll give
you a minute. Drew, who's the best? Who's the best pass rusher?
I know, it had Ziggy Ansah stayed healthy, it would have been him.
But
he did. Wait.
You're saying if he stayed healthy.
Stop. Let me finish. If he had stayed healthy, he would have been it. But since he didn't, to my knowledge, from what I know, Sue. Out of what I know, I don't know the whole history of Lions.
Okay, Drew, who's the best pass rusher in Lions history?
I don't care.
Okay, and Gunner, who's the best pass rusher in Lions history?
In recent history, I would say Sue, but I don't know much about their before 2010.
Rumble, who's the best pass rusher in Lions history?
He ain't there.
No, he's there, right? Rumble?
Best pass rusher. Shoot, man, I'm gonna have to go in history. Oof,
in the Lions history. So we got a one. I don't care, and that to me is bull because I know you care.
I don't care.
Then why watch the game? To do numbers?
The thing that I enjoy.
Setting a leading question is the
thing that I enjoy about football is roster construction.
You did say that. You are consistent. You did say that. That is
the thing that is enjoyable.
Fair enough. He did say that. So Drew, I believe you. You are 100% consistent. Drew has said that it's the roster construction for him. So I get it. But this is the answer right here. Our leading pass rusher and best DN that ever came on that field was that guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Robert Porcher was that guy. And he had 90-something sacks. You tell me how a dude who's averaging a bunch of single-digit sacks for a year is getting those kind of numbers.
He placed 11 or 12 years.
I know, to get to those numbers. And that's why he keep getting skipped over with Hall of Fame consideration. Because
oh my God, Luke, that defeats your point.
No, it doesn't.
Porcher had one sack.
Wait a minute, William. Wait a minute, William.
I need to say this, bro.
Just wait a minute. I'm going to let you talk freely, but wait a minute, because the thing that Drew pointed out is what I was talking about, which is that at the end of the day, he played so much longer, and he still has been snubbed on Hall of Fames and stuff because most people don't see him as this player that we see him as. He didn't do anything that was so out of the box in terms of being above average. And that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame with them numbers. Now go ahead, William.
According to you, he was an average player. He had one sack his first season, 8.5 his second season, three his third season, and then 5.
Yes.
And then after that, he went off.
Yes.
So he was an average player to you.
Yes, and the Hall of Fame is saying the same thing. That's why they keep skipping over him.
A guy who in the second half of the season had
how many seasons did he have double-digit sacks?
An average player. Do you think an average player gets 5? No, I'm answering it. Does an average player get 5 double-digit sack seasons?
Okay. And how many years? 12? 12, right?
In 12 seasons.
So he had 5.
Average player get 5.
He had 5 double-digit sack seasons.
In 12
years. That means 7 of them was all single digits. So for the most part, he was average. And we think he's great. I'm not going to get me wrong. I love Robert Porcher.
Wait. Look, you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer the question. Is an average player someone who has 5 double-digit seasons?
No, because your question is asking. I'm trying to answer the question, William. The question in which you're asking me is being taken out of context. So let me answer the question with the way that you want me to answer it. A guy who has 5 seasons of double-digit sacks, who has played 12 years, is an average player. Go and look at J.J. Watt's numbers and compare them. Let's talk about it. Go look at Julius Pepper's numbers and let's talk about it.
So if you're not a Hall of Famer, you're average.
No,
if they had drafted Kyle Hamilton, we wouldn't.
That's not what I'm saying. No, because Kyle Hamilton would have had to give me.
No, if they had drafted Kyle Hamilton, everything's roses.
He would have had to give me 6 interceptions, and he would have still had a high expectation. But it's not a Kyle Hamilton issue.
Was Warren Sapp an average player? Was Warren Sapp average?
I'm sorry, say what now?
Warren Sapp, was he an average player?
No, he was above average. Everything he did was mostly from the interior. It was up the middle.
He had 4 double-digit seasons.
He's a deep tackle. He's not an edge rusher.
Well, you using Ndamukong Suh to prove a point a couple of minutes ago, so are we using him or not?
The reason okay, listen. The reason I use Ndamukong Suh is because Ndamukong Suh is the reason that I'm making that point because he's an interior.
What it sounds
listen, Drew.
Suh gets
listen,
used
Drew.
when he proves a point that you want to make.
He's an interior defensive
if someone
tackle.
else uses the D tackle, it doesn't prove your
No.
point. That's what it sounds like to me.
No. If you use Warren Sapp and say, well, he only had 4 sacks. Yes, he's an interior defensive tackle, right?
Either way, this conversation is lasting like 30 minutes.
Okay, well, let me finish my point, and then y'all can go ahead and chat it. But here's the thing: when you look at Ndamukong Suh, an interior defensive lineman who comes in year 1 on the trash Detroit Lions team and have 10 sacks, why does the guy who's in the middle can get 10 sacks? That's cool, but the guy on the outside who's supposed to be a specialist don't got to get 10 sacks. And the fact when you look at Warren Sapp, another interior defensive lineman who is not average. He's not average. You know why? Because I told you off rip that those people who are identified as edge rushers and stuff like that are considered average if they're only getting single-digit seasons. That's why I pointed out people like Chris Long, because Chris Long was one of those guys who had constantly had single-digit seasons.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
If let's say that he has exactly 10 sacks at the end of this upcoming season, does your narrative about him change?
100%.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that.
It's 100%.
Okay,
because that's the standard.
Can we leave it there then, please?
Yeah, 100%. If he gets 10 sacks, my narrative changes.
Okay, that's all I want. Can we agree to table this issue until that time?
Yes, we can. Ricky Bobby, why are you Ricky Bobby? Listen, go.
Luke doesn't like it when you point out stuff like this, Ricky Bobby.
No, because guess what? This right here, I agree. William, can you please tell the truth? Did I not agree with you when you made the statement about if they get a single-digit sacks, he must have double-digit sacks afterwards? Did that not what you said? And I said I agreed.
Yes,
yeah,
but
you guys agreed on those.
Okay, yes, but the reason you want double-digit sacks is because you believe it forces the game plan around that player.
Correct.
So not getting double-digit sacks still doesn't fit that precursor for you.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this.
So if you want double-digit sacks the second year, I don't understand why it matters the first year if it doesn't matter.
Because what matters in the first year is this: the impact that it has on the game and what it needs for the Lions. The Lions need somebody to bring impact. If there is nobody of threat or fear or somebody that I have to game plan around at the D-line position, then we're still at the same position we've already been in. They're just gonna do what they was doing any freaking way. But if you have somebody that they are afraid of, that they have to game plan around, they had to game plan for Suh. Suh was too much. We're not talking about Georgia. Stay with
Georgia, the national champions.
We're not talking about Georgia.
We're not talking about Georgia. About Aidan Hutchinson.
We're not talking about Georgia. We're not talking about it's not that. It's that he's in the NFL now, and we're still talking about the college part.
In college, with a team that had 11 pros drafted this year.
He had 11 pros.
Yeah, with 11 people who were drafted off that team as pros.
For the people who did not do it, feel free to rewind it back, and I'll play it for you again. J.J. Watts had 5.5 sacks his first season. He played all 16 games and had 5.5 sacks his first season. The next 4 seasons of his rookie contract, 20.5, 10.5, 20.5, 17.5. He gets hurt, gets 1.5, comes back healthy, 16 sacks, gets hurt again, 4 sacks. When you are that guy, it shows. It stands out on every stat sheet. And the reality is this. As I put it out there before, rewind the tape back, feel free. And then we can move on. Once you do a single-digit season
Mm-hmm.
in your rookie year, I expect to see J.J. Watt, Myles Garrett type performances, where in that rookie year it should be all double-digit sacks. You can't keep using the excuse that he's a rookie and he's it's bullshit. If he's that guy, you should be expecting so much more from him. And this fan base disgusts me with these low expectations for this team and its players.
Look,
that's just the way I'm looking at it.
Where are you getting your hoping?
No,
Because
no
I
one-
should get it from the same place.
No one is saying low expectations. Literally half the people in this chat have all said we want 10.5 sacks more.
Hold on.
It would be awesome.
William,
my expectation is 10.5.
So your expectation is 10.5.
I want him to have double-digit sacks. That is my expectation. When I say want, that is what I expect him to have. What I want him to have is what I expect him to have.
So let me
realistic expectation, the historical average is
Just
7.
awful.
So even though I believe he will have double-digit sacks, the historical average is 7. That's why I'm not going to be upset if that happens.
So William, just to be clear, your expectation is how many sacks for the rookie DN?
Double digits.
No. Give me a number. You
didn't give me one.
I did. I told you 10. What are you talking about? It's always been 10.
You've been saying double digits the entire time.
It's always been 10.
Dan, you and me both, buddy.
If it's 10 and 9.5, does it matter?
Yes.
To Luca does.
Yes, it absolutely does. I mean, if it's 1 inch or 7 inches, it matters. Ask a female. Trust me, it matters. Trust me. We can try that game.
1 inch is 7 inches, sure. But if it's 7 inches and 6.79, no, we don't.
Listen, stay with me.
Hey,
now,
Luke,
it or not, point this out.
Stop.
Wait a minute. I'm addressing the question. William, I'm addressing the question.
Luke, we just got to
William, I'm addressing a question.
We'll just stop talking.
It's going
nowhere. I'm addressing a question, William.
Please, Luke, we're going nowhere with this.
William,
we're done. It's been half an hour. Okay. We've done nothing.
Okay, I got to do this. I'm sorry. All right. Like it or not, says Khalil Mack had 4 sacks as a rookie. Like it or not, I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I made it clear that if you do have that single-digit sacks, then you should still have double-digit sacks afterwards. And if you look at what I said, it still holds true even with Khalil Mack. After Khalil Mack had 4 sacks his first season, the next season he had 15, the next season he had 11, then 10.5, then 12. You have to become something different at that point. And what I'm showing you is this. When you look at some of the people on the list of those rookies who's hit that mark, what you find in that area is those who come out the gate with the 10 sacks off rip. I'm just telling you, those ones who come out that, they seem to be above average. So when Von Miller comes in and gets 11.5, nobody ever looked at him and said, oh, he's an average player. When Michael Parsons comes in, nobody ever said he was an average player. When people like Sue came in, nobody said he was an average player. You have to see that, and that's the thing that goes to it.
When Myles Garrett came in, no one said he was an average player.
Because Myles Garrett followed the same formula.
Just so everyone in the chat
he said when he came in.
I specifically asked to not talk about this today.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
We're done with this. Let's go on to another topic.
Because this is now off.
The thing is this. Y'all can feel free to bring up another topic. But the point I'm making out is this. Whether you want to hear it or not, here's my overall view, and y'all can be done with. But here's my overall view, and then I'll let Rumble have his say so, because Rumble's been patiently waiting. Here's my overall view. You as a fan base have too low damn expectations. You got low expectations on win-loss record. You got low expectations on player expectations. Y'all are allowing people to skate by with these low fake expectations. Everything is 3 freaking years. 3 years for the cornerback who can't play stuff. 3 years for a coach to be good. 3 years for this. 3 years for that. 3 years. Yeah. Everything is 3 freaking years. And every time I turn around, we keep on doing 3 years. The last time we did 3 years, we ended up with a head coach who panicked and took a cornerback who now has been said need 3 years to get a chance. Sure. Stop with this low expectations. You have the 4th to 5th easiest schedule. You have at least 7 teams with new head coaches or in the middle of their first year rebuild or no quarterback or a restructured roster. Change your damn opinion when it comes to this team. Step up your expectations. Ask for more. If you took a player 2nd overall, expect for him to be the second best player of that draft. If he's not, and if he ends up being not even the second best defensive lineman or a defensive edge rusher in this draft, it's a bad pick. Change your damn expectations. It's too damn low. Rumble, your turn. You up, sir.
I agree with Luke, man. This is coming from a disgruntled ass Detroit Lions fan. We get high draft picks. We, for whatever reason, they don't pan out the way we want to. And I agree with them. But at the same time, I get what you guys are saying. You guys are saying, like, we want immediate impact. If he can't get double-digit sacks because he's being double-teamed, that's an impact. If he can't get double-digit sacks, but he has tackles for losses, or he has freaking passes deflected, or he hits the quarterback after the quarterback throws the ball, or just as he's throwing the ball, those are all things that I'm looking for. And he needs to be on the field 99% of the time. He can't, injuries happen, but I agree with, I see where Luke is coming from, and I see what Drew and Will, I see what you guys are talking about. Yeah, double-digit sacks, that's asking a lot, but at the same time, what I want is immediate impact. I don't care what his numbers are as far as sacks. I want him to have an immediate impact on the game. I want that line to every firing on every cylinder, whether it be the edge, the middle, all of that. I need that whole line to be firing on all cylinders. That is a high draft pick for a defensive end who we need to expect more from our draft picks. So that's my take on it.
We have to.
I see where Luke is coming from. And I do disagree with Luke. I do disagree with Luke, like it or not. Like it or not, I do disagree with him. But I see where he's coming from. As a fan of 20 plus years, I'm with him. Okuda, did I agree with them picking Okuda as high as they did? No, because we haven't got a full season out of him yet.
Right.
We're paying this guy. We have not got a full season out of him. So I don't want deja vu again this year. If we draft somebody, you need to take care of your body. You need to be the face of the franchise if I'm drafting you that high.
And also keep in mind, it's just saying the following, that at the end of the day, when you go through and you look at this team and all that they've been through, we really are running out of excuses for this team. We just are. We're running out of excuses for this team at this point. We can't keep finding excuses that's convenient for us. Everything is just 3 years and it's over. The time is over. The fan base needs to start to have more realistic expectations, and they won't find themselves looking food on their face. I got somebody that put a message there that says nobody cares about your expectations. Okay, but guess what? I guarantee you Dan Campbell is trying to get to the playoffs. I guarantee you Dan Campbell cares about that same. I bet you that's his standard. Winners have high standards. I've never heard Kobe sit there and say, I want a tank so I can get a center. That's a loser's mentality. I'll stand by it. I'll die on that hill. And at the end of the day, it's just not it. Ricky Bobby says, fun fact, and Ndamukong Suh never had double-digit sacks after his rookie season. Exactly. Interior defensive lineman. He did so much that first year, they put respect on his name. It's more damage to get pressure on the quarterback up the middle than the outside. That's facts. That's just facts.
We just got to move on.
Adam says, truth is, if any of the top 8, 12 head coaches in the NFL was the coach of this team, everyone would say 9 to 12 wins. That's the truth. If we had Sean Payton, they would not be telling people. If
He's
Sean
done
Payton,
it before.
Oh, see that, Adam?
What?
See that? If you had Sean Payton or Bill Belichick, they wouldn't let him slide with 7 wins or 8 wins. That's that bullshit. Man, come on, man. Higher expectations. Not doing it. Who got a new topic? What about you, Rumble? You got a new topic before we bounce up out of here?
Unbelievable. I got one.
Go for it. I got one.
All right. Starting with Gunner. What are the biggest holes you see still left on this roster?
Linebacker. And then I guess really linebacker's the most, I guess, the biggest gaping hole you can see because it's kind of unproven. We got a lot of underdeveloped guys or rookies who haven't proven it in this league to be top quality linebackers. Other than that, I guess maybe our second tight end because we don't know what the guy we just drafted how he's going to turn out.
Mhm.
Or I forget Garrett Griffin's not even on this roster if he ends up taking that number 2 spot or if he even makes the team. Yeah, those are probably the biggest holes, especially linebacker. That has been a hole in this team for a long time. Hopefully, if Malcolm Rodriguez ends up somehow being a gem in the 6th round, that'd be great. If Jared Davis can stay healthy and then ends up being what he was hoped to be as a 1st-round pick, that'd be great. But yeah, it's linebacker.
Yeah, I think Malcolm Rodriguez is an absolute.
Oh yeah, I know how much you like him.
Oh yeah. What about you, Rumble?
I still say cornerback. We spent the 3rd overall pick on a cornerback who we haven't gotten anything from. We're still paying this guy. He needs to have that playbook down packed. He needs to know where everybody needs to line up. He needs to really show his leadership in order for me to be on board with keeping him around, because I'm not okay with keeping a 3rd overall pick around if he's not gonna give me, third overall pick play. So
we need him just to play
yeah,
to
exactly.
begin with. We need him to
we
stay healthy.
absolutely all of that. So he should be in the best shape out of all of our corners. He should be. I'm sorry. He's had over a year to get his body right, and I don't know how much contact he's had, but I need to see something. So cornerback for me is the position I'm going to be most watching this year.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, especially with it all depends on what Okuda does this year. If he can somehow muster something and stay healthy, like that's the only hope there. But what about you, Drew?
Quarterback.
Quarterback?
Quarterback is. I mean, I want to like Jared Goff. He seems like a decent human being, but just as I evaluate him as a football player, he is just not as good as other players. Even within the division, I would say. I think Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers are better quarterbacks than Jared Goff, and so the team needs to make up the difference in so many other ways. To me, can he be good? Yeah, he's shown that he can be good, but to me, Jared Goff is the make or break thing for this team this year, regardless of anything else that we have talked about today or whatever moves the Lions have made. It's gonna go as Jared Goff goes. So he needs to not only just play well. I think at times he's going to need to play exceptionally well in order for this team to hit some of these high expectation win totals, these 8, 9, 10, 11 games, in order to challenge for a wild card, and if he does get hurt, that's it, and if he does play well, to me, the long shot here is that he plays above what he has been doing lately. So if he plays well, great. I think that you guys will get what you want. If he does not play well, or if he is injured, which he does not have any control over, I would say, I think that it's going to be a real bummer of a season for everybody that wanted 10 wins.
Yeah, I can
Great
agree with
take.
that.
2-yard boil is bringing us to the promised land. What are you talking
Great take.
about? Come on.
But to be fair, he's only been here 2 seasons. I can't. But I get what you're saying. You're saying. He needs to win us some games.
Right.
I feel that.
We need some late game heroics out of that guy for sure.
Yeah, I will say with I learned to be a little tepid with Goff.
Sorry.
Because last year.
That dude said he gonna bet my life on it. Well, I'll be damned. Thank you for just mortgaging my life away. Appreciate you.
There is nobody that would trade anything for Okuda. Not a
Fair
bag
enough,
of paper
fair
clips. Not a 7th round pick.
Fair enough.
I could see Hawk getting traded. I don't know about Okuda though.
I like this O-line though.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna front. If this O-line is healthy with Ragnow there, our anchor back,
Can I ask a
I
question?
think this O-line could produce 2,000-yard rushers.
What does that mean?
Joking.
What does it mean to front? I don't know what that means.
Front. Okay.
What does that mean?
Front is a slang term for you are basically faking it. You're
pretending.
You're not. Yeah, you're not being for real. You're not.
So if I'm fronting, I'm what, like blustering?
You're being flaw. That's
I'm
another
being
one.
flawed.
Like you're being like you're not being honest about what you're saying and stuff.
Exactly.
That's what
Okay.
that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
That's another word
but
too.
to
Flaw.
answer the question about what I think you said the biggest holes were, correct? It's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's the same thing they were before this season got going. Safety and linebacker. I do not buy that Elliott makes it through the whole season. I don't need. If he gets 8 games, I would be totally freaking shocked. And that means if he doesn't make it, that means they're going to move Tracy Walker to strong safety, which I don't think he's as good there as he would be at the free safety spot. But then you obviously move in Kirby, who gets thrust into the starting lineup due to injury. So great, but then who's the backup that's coming in for relief? Brady Breeze? Will Harris?
Oh, Will Harris for sure, man. He's a rock.
I'm
I
just
hope.
saying.
I think one of those corners.
And then you look at the linebacking core. It's like I like Jared Davis. I want to like Alex Anzalone, and I like Derek Barnes. But if any one of them 3 go down, who's coming in to fill in? You want to tell me that the stud from the guy that they call the problem is coming in?
I think
It's the
one of
same
those
problem.
corners, one of the 10 corners we still have in this roster.
I mean, right?
I think we're going to convert one of those guys somewhere.
They
But
can
I agree
move Will
with
Harris
you're not. They're not
him
going to
to
move
corner.
Walker. Walker's not going nowhere. That's his position.
Now,
Walker's not going nowhere.
I got a question that I don't think y'all gonna like it, but I'm just curious. Do y'all think we could have filled all them holes with this draft?
No.
I think we could have. I think we could have got a linebacker that could come in and start immediately. I think we could have got a safety that could come in and start immediately.
Yeah,
we could have got the edge rusher that started immediately, and the
We had
receiver that
picks
started
3,
immediately.
4, 5, 6, maybe.
No, we had picks. Let's just say hypothetical.
No, I mean consecutive picks. Yeah, we could have addressed.
No,
we could
but
have
I don't.
addressed.
Listen, I don't even think that that's the case. I'm just saying, you just look at it, right? Just hypothetically. Let's say we lead the draft like it is. They made the trade with the Vikings, right? And after making the trade with the Vikings, they got the same. They still took Aidan Hutchinson too, right? And then they say, I thought they was taking Devin Lloyd at 12.
I thought they were taking Kyle Hamilton at 12.
No, see, this is how I figured out it wasn't Kyle Hamilton. I figured out it wasn't Kyle Hamilton when they traded up, because the first thing I was thinking is, well, if I was looking at what would be more of a worse position at this point after they brought in Elliott, it would be the linebacker position. And so I thought, okay, they're going to go linebacker. And then they went receiver who's hurt. Fine, right? But even at that point, I'm sitting there saying to myself, was Pascal really a pick that we could have took, or could we have gotten him at maybe another round and got another linebacker? And then come to the 3rd round, you still had a number of linebackers you could have still took, but you didn't.
I think that tells you something about Brad Holmes.
I know. I'm just saying.
When you can get Malcolm Rodriguez in the 6th,
He's not going to want that. Hear that argument.
don't take someone in the 3rd.
He doesn't want to hear that.
Take who in the 3rd?
Doesn't matter.
If you can get Malcolm Rodriguez in the 6th, why take somebody in the 3rd?
Because Malcolm Rodriguez is not starting.
So Derek Barnes, we have a lot of versatility in this team, and I think Derek Barnes is going to get shifted around.
True.
I think Levi. I saw a presser where he was labeled a defensive end. I think he's going to get shifted around.
Yeah, all 4 of those guys on the defensive line can play virtually every other position.
So I think the package they come up with this year, based off of what they saw from last year, is going to blow people's mind. We might even have Jared Davis playing what Trey Flowers was doing. We don't. I just don't know what we're going to get out of this line yet.
Can I?
Go ahead, Drew.
I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting.
No, you're fine.
Can we go back to YU Tricks' post here in the chat?
This one?
Yes. So correct me if I'm wrong. He played only 1 year with the Jets. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first year that Brad Holmes was here, he let Jared Davis walk out the door. Is that
correct?
He
didn't. He didn't let him walk the door.
No. That was Patricia, I believe.
No. It wasn't Patricia. What
was the timing?
What happened was his contract was up.
Yeah.
They offered him a deal. He opted because of what happened in Detroit with Patricia to go somewhere and get a new start because Patricia had him ready to quit football.
Yes.
And at that point, he like, I got to get away from this fucking place. I got to go somewhere new. And then he got over to the Jets and was hurt. And obviously, he couldn't play. But then once he was, they tried to re-sign him.
I believe the Jets offered more as well.
Yeah, they love Brad Holmes loved Jared Davis. And he tried to re-sign him. But Jared Davis is like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Matt Patricia done fucked up the whole, But again, that's what happens. 3 years, right?
That's what happens with Patriot coaches, man. They they start a fire and then just leave, man.
Yeah. To me, I'm not letting someone start who misses 16 and a half tackles as a linebacker. He ain't touching the field. Like he might be in for some rotational snaps, but he gives up over 120 passer rating on coverage. And he misses 16 and a half sacks.
But you don't think the coaching staff can tweak that with them?
No.
You don't think the coaching staff?
But to be fair, though, hold on. But let's be fair, though, William. A lot of players on this team missed a whole lot of goddamn tackles. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like we were number one, I think, in missed tackles. So we wasn't.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we was number one in missed tackles.
I mean,
I just read
Derek Barnes didn't. Derek Barnes in his first year only missed 8.2 tackles.
I swear I could have swore I just read something today that said we were number two, only behind the Falcons in missed tackles. That's what the article was. The article was that we were number two in missed tackles.
And we want to add somebody who will add to that total?
Well, that's a good point. I mean,
so Alex Anzalone had 16.1. That's not good.
But he gonna start.
Yeah, that's a starter.
And that's what I'm saying.
Not for long.
That's Dan Campbell's guy.
Who in the hell is taking Alex Anzalone? What linebacker?
Will thinks it will be Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Will thinks that it will be Rodriguez.
Bet my arm by next year Rodriguez starts.
You need your arm. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He is better than Nakobe Dean. Off rip, I give two shits about what everyone says. He is better than Nakobe Dean.
Rumble.
Rodriguez is amazing.
Talk to me, Drew.
Let me ask you a question here. So, let me ask you this: do you feel that Aaron Glenn and the defensive coaching staff that we have is going to, let's say, coach up? Since I don't know any other inside slang, Will's teaching it to me week in, week out. So, yeah, now I'm fronting, right? I'm flawed. I'm very flawed right now.
So being flawed, Drew. Just talk
the words you're looking for there, Drew.
That's all I can be. That's all I can be is flawed.
Shit. Right. That's the coaching term.
There we go.
Make them not shit.
Yes. So, do you think that the defensive coaching staff is going to take the players that let's say have had a rough go of it so far in their career with injuries, a Jared Davis, a Jeff Okuda, and turn them into productive players? You see that happening this year on this team?
Yes, and I tell you why. Because this team is now being put in a place where they didn't experience that with Matt Patricia. We're going to be on Hard Knocks. The city's basically going to be in front of the national stage on TV every Sunday. Now, mind you, we don't have all of our games at 1 p.m. Minus the Thanksgiving game. But I think we saw last year how much these guys bought into these coaches. You know, with just those 3 wins and a tie we had. I haven't seen that in a very long time, since Wayne Fonts. I have not seen this team just be so just jumping for joy like that, and just happy that they're winning 3 games, but they're competing. But yeah, I absolutely think Aaron Glenn and those guys, I think they could get the most out of these players. We saw with Will Harris, they converted him.
Really quick.
He was,
what?
Really quick, for anybody who is in the chat right now,
or Charles Harris, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
Charles, my bad. I said Will. Sheesh.
There's a link in there. If you want to jump in and be a part of the conversation, you click on the link. I bring you in. I have one requirement. You simply have your camera on so I can see you at that moment, like the guy in the back waiting on us right now. I'm going to get you in a few minutes, sir. Hold tight. And you can put your camera back off, and we talk ball. I just got to, to make sure we ain't got no dumb stuff.
But William, I agree with you with Rodriguez. I just think he needs to put on. I think they're going to put he's
That
gonna
man playing
put on
special teams.
he's gonna put on some muscle, and he's gonna have to maybe shadow Anzalone so he can get this the playbook down. And I don't know what they're gonna be running, but I think it's fun that we did draft him where we did.
But I do agree with you, though, Rumble.
Yeah,
I do agree with you. I agree with you that if you can turn a safety like Harris into a corner, yeah, I'm pretty damn sure you can do anything with anybody. That's a miracle worker. Let me bring in our next guest. Doomis Mike is in the building. What up, though, sir?
What's good?
Man, what you got for us, man?
Therapeutic massage, buddy.
Oh, you know what? On your picture, you look a little bit more thin. You look a little bit more jacked right here. That's why I can't. Okay, therapeutic. You could have put that in as your name. I would have rather you had that so I could see that that's the name in the first place. But
yeah,
what's going on, sir? Because you did say let me get in there, and then it took you like a good 45, 85 minutes. But we ain't
I was in the middle of work, so I was swinging some stuff. So I'm like, let me jump in because I told Luke I was coming.
Hey, talk to me, man. What you got for us, man? We all here.
Oh, man. Well, some of y'all might know me from Twitter. That's why I put my Twitter name up there. I go by Doomis Mike on Twitter.
Yeah, I've used you on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's who I thought it was, but I still didn't put that they was the same damn people together. I just thought they was two different people.
I'll put it up there just for the people that know me will recognize it.
Support. So, all right, so let's talk, man. What you got for? Because you said you wanted to get in here, so that tell me you had something good. You either going to tell me I'm full of shit, or you going to be like, all right, I can kind of follow what you're saying. What's going on?
No, you know, man, I usually disagree with Luke a lot. I'm probably one of Luke's biggest disagreeers. But on this one right now, I just really feel that a lot of our fan base really right now is just have very, very low expectations for the Lions in itself from what they expect us to do win-wise versus what they think that we are going to do. So I understand the floor for everybody is 7, which should be the floor because there's no way in heck that this team should win less than 7 games with all those close games that they had last year with 3 times less roster that they had now. I mean, if we put Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, you name the quarterback on this team right now, nobody would be expecting anything less than the playoffs. Does anybody disagree?
No, if you wanted to put Patrick Mahomes on this team, I'll dress up in a cheerleader outfit for all I care and come on the stream. If that's all it takes to get Patrick Mahomes on this team, absolutely I will. But I don't have Patrick Mahomes. I have Jared Goff. That
goes into my next topic.
There we go.
Because I know a lot of our fan base is not too high on Jared Goff.
Real quick.
I sit in the background and I listen to it, and that's probably the thing that irked me the most in this stream, boy.
But before you go there, like it or not says, how does the fan base have low expectations? How about being realistic in year 2?
Oh, absolutely. For this schedule itself, realistically, is 10 wins is there.
Talk to him.
Realistically, 10 wins is there. 7 if this roster looked like it did last year, that should be a 7-win roster.
Talk to him.
If we had rosters last year, that's 7 wins. With this schedule.
Okay, I disagree because
he said with this schedule.
This schedule
last year. No, our roster last year was not ready for this year's schedule.
That roster last year could have got 7 wins with this schedule.
Their team last year?
It didn't take much. They almost won 10. They almost won 7 with the hardest schedule, the 5th hardest schedule. Why couldn't they win 10 with the 5th easiest schedule?
Because we were still lacking in cornerback. We were still lacking at linebacker. We were still lacking at so many other positions. Like we had injuries. Our O-line wasn't fully healthy. There was a lot like this. If our O-line is healthy this year, I agree with you. 8 to 10 wins is mandatory with our O-line. That means Jared Goff is going to have time. That means his receivers are going to have time to get open. That means we're going to have 2 running backs who are going to carve up any defense you put in front of them.
Can I ask one question though? Why are we all speaking up the devil?
I'm not
Why are we all talking injuries and nobody's injured? Why are we all speaking up the devil? That's all I want to know is why does this fan base always pick up the devil? Injury. Okay, we got decimated with injuries last year. San Francisco got decimated with injuries the year before and came back and got to the playoffs. They got decimated.
Okay, and how many years has that team been together?
It doesn't matter. This roster, a new regime. This roster can win the NFC North. I don't give a damn what nobody say. This roster can win this. The NFC North.
I'm going to push back on this because that San Francisco roster, as well as, for instance, the Bengals roster, they got hurt. They should have been better than what they were that year, but they got hurt. They got hurt bad. And then they picked up high-end talent after they already had a good team, lucked into high-end talent, and then flew to the moon. That's the difference. We started at the bottom.
Yeah, playing with our practice squad.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I think we can get a winning season out of this team this year. Easy.
I know we can. Ain't no think to me. But I ain't thinking nothing less than 10 wins.
And to me, just to add into what I think that is being missed on what he's pointing out is that's conviction and expectation. Like if I pay somebody and expect a wedding cake and they show up with a Betty Crocker sheet cake, we got a situation, right? Like we're gonna have to talk about this. But the reality is I just think they're too low. And I think when you look at the roster, if you were to go through and tell me how much of the roster is missing from last year, I would be shocked if you told me it's 50%. I just don't believe it to be the case.
I agree with you. Trust me. I'm drinking Kool-Aid. I've been drinking Kool-Aid since I was.
It ain't about drinking Kool-Aid though.
Yeah, I have
high expectations. Not about drinking Kool-Aid though. Y'all saying Kool-Aid like, oh man, I want to be there, but I ain't there yet.
No, I'm there.
It's either you there or you not.
No, I've been there.
Drinking Kool-Aid is I'm almost there.
No. Trust me, I've been there. I've probably spent a lot of money on Lions gear my entire fucking life. I've been there. Trust me. What I'm saying is the way this team was playing last year, there was actually some camaraderie. There was actually some gelling that I saw that I haven't seen in a very long time. So I'm with you. Yeah, 10 wins. I'm all with you there. I am all with you there. I think this year, this team should, with this schedule, I think we should make some noise. We're going to be on the biggest stage that this organization has seen in a very long time. We got the draft coming up in 2 years. We have Hard Knocks. The city is buzzing. They want this team to produce. You're a shining example. Luke, you're a shining example. Will, you're a shining example. All these people in the chat are shining examples. We all want this team to succeed. We're tired of being the laughingstock of the fucking league. And Drew, I didn't mean to leave you out, but I'm just saying. We're all there with you, man. Drew, we're all there with you.
Drew, did you say, wait, I was waiting for him to say something. Drew's face was like, well, shit, I guess I'm just not here.
No, Drew, I didn't mean to leave you out there. Yeah,
Drew, which one of these does not belong? I mean,
now, like it or not, says 10 wins was talked about by Luke last year. Laugh not loud. All it does is defeat you. Be realistic. Well, my final prediction was 9-7, but yes, my way too early prediction was 10-6 or 10-7.
I remember you just saying in general 8-10.
Yeah, man, but in general it was between 8-10 last year, and that was because there was a lot of games that I didn't think were hard games. Like I predicted us to beat the Ravens, and we would have if not for the breath of God kicking the damn ball over the field goal. And I predicted we would beat the Cardinals, and we did. So I'm just saying, like, my expectations for this team is based on certain things. Those expectations went up based on our opponent and based on the fact that all everybody kept telling me was, you know, this schedule is hard. And I'm like, but it's not as hard as you think it is.
Well, obviously it was. We only won 3 games.
Right, but we only
got decimated by injuries. Y'all never say that when y'all say we only won 3 games.
Because
y'all said like we was like fully healthy and we was this the assest team in the league with a fully healthy roster. We had the second youngest team in the league decimated with injuries. That's why we had 3 wins.
We went into the season with Tyrell Williams being our number 1 receiver.
But that was
we were already looking at 6 wins, and then we went to 3 once we got to our practice squad.
Yeah, we had guys that I never even heard of playing. Like I was like, but to your point, Rumble, I don't know how he did it, but Glenn got a lot out of those people. Parker, Jacoby, what's the dude name?
The taxi cab driver.
Yeah, he was coaching his ass off.
Yeah, he was.
Now, therapeutic. You was finna go into the Jared Goff thing. I want to give you your shot at Jared Goff. What's your thoughts on Jared Goff?
All right, man. Like I said, I was. My whole thing was I was watching Jared just like everybody else, and I had high expectations coming in, and of course, with all the weapons or lack thereof he had from the beginning, and then especially like week 2, I really think what hurt the season that he could have had a little bit better was losing Quintez Cephas, because Quintez was like literally his first cushion that he found, them first 2 weeks. He was going Quintez. And then once he got hurt, when he actually started breaking out in the Green Bay game and then got hurt, and everybody was like, oh, in the second half, we just got smashed by Green Bay. But nobody mentions that Quintez Cephas had us in the game before we started getting smashed by Green Bay. And then after that, you can just see Jared Goff confidence go down. Amon Ra wasn't coming on yet. He didn't believe in, Raymond. Like, he literally had nobody to go downfield with. And Tyrell basically didn't play because he was out as soon as he caught his first ball. So for me, going into year 2, I just expect, because people just say it like, Jared Goff can't do what he did in 2018, and that it just sounds like the most idiotic, stupid thing to me. As like a person can't be the person that they are just because another coach coached them. It just doesn't make fucking sense to me at all in my brain.
Not that he can't. What he was
one
doing.
Coach. Sean McVay made Jared Goff, and Jared Goff can't do this, and Jared Goff can't do that. And specifically, like, the biggest thing was him being able to play under pressure. When he came to Detroit, nobody was like, oh, Jared Goff is the worst quarterback in the league playing under pressure. He was literally top 2 under pressure last year. Like, that's the narrative that got destroyed, but nobody's talking about it.
So if I'm hearing you right,
my thing is, I do agree that Goff needs this year to be proven because he had no one to throw to. And he had Anthony Lynn calling the plays for the first 8 games. I know Luke disagrees with that narrative, but it is true. Like, it was a completely different offense the second half. But also, Amon-Ra was on the field just a tad bit more, but was actually being put in situations where he could actually get the ball. That was the big difference. He was getting plays where he was actually schemed open instead of being a secondary target or a third target.
Yeah,
so
you had to.
But
with that whole thing on Anthony Lynn.
The moment he switches teams, he can't be that. And you're saying, well, he can get back to himself. Isn't that the pitfall of Carson Wentz right now? It's the exact same argument. Like, I just don't like that argument. I still think Goff can play well, but it's the same argument.
Wait, what did Wentz have didn't he have like a massive injured riddled couple seasons?
Who,
I can't
Carson?
compare. Yeah, I can't compare.
I can't compare Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
How can you compare Carson Wentz to Jared Goff?
I can't either.
No, I can't. I can't do that to
They're
Goff.
virtually the same quarterback.
I know, but Carson Wentz had injuries that prevented him.
Jared Goff is way more durable than Carson Wentz.
No, I'm going off the basis that you said he was once that dude. And that's the exact same logic that people go off of with. That's why Carson Wentz got traded for a first and a third for last year. And now got traded again for 2/3 this year.
I more or less just think that Jared Goff wasn't Sean McVay's quarterback, and he didn't draft him, so he decided to get his own quarterback. How about that?
I think overall, when it comes to the argument of Jared Goff in chances, I find it interesting that, again, I have waved the white flag on Jared Goff. I'll say it again. I have waved the white flag on Jared Goff. And I think my reason for doing it was the fact that I don't blame Anthony Lynn for what I saw. I just don't think an offensive coordinator told his quarterback, disregard the guy wide open in the middle, take the 3 yards under. I just don't see that being the case. However, when I hear people say give Okuda a chance in year 3, well, shit. If I got to give Okuda a chance, I certainly got to give the quarterback one too. And I'm rooting,
Johnson.
And I'm rooting for every player on the team to be good and to be what I expect them to be. That's the thing that I think that gets lost in it. So if we're going to give that same credence to Okuda, who I think I've seen enough of, why not give it to Goff? Who, you know,
I feel you. I just think it's a lot of people just low key in their head praying on his downfall.
Nah, I'm one of those guys. I agree.
Some people want the draft pick.
I understand that's part of it, but it's some people just don't think he's good and preying on his downfall.
No, I think he's good. I honestly think he was brought here. It could have been. We got out of Goff what we expected to get out of him last season, and the change at the offensive coordinator position, I think that did wonders for him. I think Ben Johnson is going to have this. I think we're going to have a great season, man. I'm not even going to front. I think him getting in with his wide receivers day one, and knowing that these guys are going to be here is going to make his confidence soar. We know he's a good quarterback. You know, he went to the Super Bowl. We have to be mindful of him going to the Super Bowl.
That's my point.
I don't care if it was Sean McVay. Sean McVay is just calling plays, man. He's not.
You should be able to say. Every Lions fan should be saying, if Sean McVay can do it, my coach can do it. That's how y'all should be talking about y'all
expectations.
Coach. That's the expectation I'm talking about. If Sean McVay can do it, Dan Campbell can do it.
I see Ben Johnson
can do it. Jared Davis can do it. Now,
if Matthew Stafford can do it, Jared Goff can do it. That's how I feel.
Listen, wait.
I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. You can wait. I don't care how you feel. As a Lion fan, that's how I feel. Jared Goff's going to get it done.
He literally couldn't do it. That's why Matthew Stafford went in to.
I don't care what you feel.
Wait, hold on.
That's not what I feel. That's what literally happened.
Hold on, wait. I want to make sure we all got a chance to talk.
What happened is he got to the Super Bowl and didn't get more than 3 points game done.
Dumas, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford.
I want to make sure that we are all heard. In order for us to be heard, I want to make sure that we are all heard. So, if I mute you, it's because I want to make sure that we are all heard. I want to try to keep it open and clear for the conversational purposes. But I do want to address this. It says a lot of fans are going to be disappointed hollering 8 to 10 wins. Are they going to be excited with 6 and 7? I didn't think so, neither, Drew. So either way it goes, disappointment is going to still be there, in my opinion. That's my point.
Right.
But let me get to one more question, and then we can get up out of here because I've been up. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but I've been up since 4:00 in the morning, and a brother is dying over here. I am truly dying over here. But shout out to one of the best comments of the night, which came from Steve-O, who says that Rumble was fronting on you, Drew. So I thought that's dope. But this question right here was kind of sparked to me from something that Ricky Bobby said, which says is if the Lions beat the Eagles, they go into the playoffs. Do you think that game is that important? Week 1 against the Eagles, that's like a super important game. We will start this off with you, Rumble.
At home?
That is at home.
At home.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're gonna blow Ford Field off the top.
I can't say that. I thought they were gonna blow Ford Field off the top against the 49ers, and there was a sea of red. I ain't never seen so much red in my life, other than when I was watching an old 80s movie called Colors.
The chat is telling you everything you need to know right here. The chat is telling you everything you need to know right here. They're saying, yes, it's motivation. Yep. Yes, they want to win for MCDC. Yes, they want to put on for the city. That Ford Field is going to be
It need to be popping all year,
it's
man.
It's going to be electric. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
Especially game one.
You cannot pull a Patricia and get your ass handed to you by the Jets or Philly or anybody in that Northeast. You cannot do it. I think this year they're going to start out the game. They're going to start out with a win. 100%.
I agree.
With this O-line?
I agree.
With this O-line, they're going to – man, I'm telling you. Ben Johnson at the helm, I think we're going to see something. They got to set the tone.
What do you say, Gunner? What are your thoughts on that first game? Do you feel like that first game is like got to be like the most important game? Like not saying that in terms of the whole season, but winning that game, the importance of winning that game is so much. The significance is so like ridiculous.
It has a good amount of significance. I would argue that people's expectations on the Eagles are really high for what they did in their offseason. They're expecting them to win the division, probably a fair landslide, be a 10-plus win team. So, yeah, if we end up beating them week one, I think we would have some attention shifted to us. Like, Lions might be the real deal here, but I saw them losing that game. I think the Eagles are a much better team. But if we did end up winning that game, then, I think there would be a huge narrative change.
I mean, what say you, Drew? What do you think? You think that first game has that much of significance? I mean, he put it out there. They win that one. His belief is they go into the playoffs.
So I have kind of in true Drew form, I have kind of a longer answer. But so I don't think it's the most important game of the season. I think the most important game would be Buffalo on Thanksgiving. That's the measuring stick. I really want to see how they play in that game. I do think that the Philadelphia game could be an absolute tone setter. If they were to come in having knocked the socks off the Lions last season by like 38 points, and Detroit comes in and holds firm on their home turf and gets that first win against what I would consider to be a wild card contender, I think that sets a tone that they can carry through that first 4 game, probably up until the bye week. And if you're riding high then, you have a chance to go into your bye, prep. I have them taking 5 games in a row, I think, right after Thanksgiving. So I think that if you can get that first win and have that, start rolling that ball downhill and start picking up speed or what have you. Yeah, I think that it could be an absolute tone setter for the season. The first win matters as much as the last win of the season, as far as I'm concerned. So like, you might as well come out guns blazing.
I couldn't remember the last time we won an opener.
2017.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, do you mean home opener or just season opener?
This like home opener.
A home opener in 2019 against the Chargers is our first.
Gunner just had it off the top of his.
I remember it. The last time we won game 1 was in Caldwell's last year against the aging Cardinals.
Got it. Okay, cool. Because I couldn't remember. I was like, dude, when's the last time I know we didn't do nothing under Patricia. Every rookie head coach whooped our ass.
He did win the home opener in 2019. That was the last time we won. But that was against when we scored like 13 points and the Chargers missed 2 field goals and got 2 touchdowns called back in a row. So
got it.
We barely won that one.
All right. Dumas. No, wait. William was next. My bad. William, the significance of that week 1 game, that opener game for Ricky, they win that. And his expectation just shot to the fucking playoffs. Like how significant is that opening game? William? I thought I lost you for a minute. You was like froze. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Yeah. I think we have to be competitive. Cannot get blown the fuck out again.
See, William, there you go.
Minimum have to be competitive in that game. By bare minimum, because I do believe they're the better team than us.
How?
With Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, they have a better D-line than we do. They have a better O-line than we do.
They don't have a better D-line than our O-line. Stop.
And they don't have any information on us.
What I would love after that game is watching Jordan Davis
that we can have different opinions?
Frank Ragnow.
I know.
I would love that.
I didn't even think about it. That'd be nasty.
Like that. Jordan Davis versus Frank Ragnow will be the highlight of this shit.
Oh wait, I see.
Like,
So you're under the belief that they improved their defense in such a way that's what makes them the better team. So would they add in Bradbury, Jordan Davis in the middle?
Hassan Reddick also has an edge.
They added Hassan Reddick too?
Yeah, they benefited him.
Yeah.
I was like, they added a lot to that team.
However,
they also added Adrian
White
Brown on the offense.
However,
Kaiser White.
They don't get nothing to look at. New offensive coordinator, new defensive scheme. That's all I'm saying. Could be wrong.
I could give less than that. I could care less.
I could be wrong. What say you, Doom, is the significance of game one?
I just think the significance of game one is going to be based on the turnout of that crowd that in that first game, because we really gonna set the difference, because we got to understand as a fan base right now. Last year we had 8 home games. This year is our advantage of having 9 home games. We got to turn Ford Field out and be that energy for this team. We can't just expect them to just go out there and, win 5 straight games and then be like, oh man, the Lions is good, and then everybody starts showing up. Nah, we got to be that energy to be out there already. In that first game, you're like, man, and they be like, they really looking for a winner right now, and be ready to play for us for real, and not be, you know what I'm saying, going 5 weeks. Like now they showing up when we, you know what I'm saying, winning. We got to be that. But if it's even half of that, I think that we can beat the Eagles. Like you said, I don't think the Eagles upgraded enough that they offense or Jalen Hurts is just going to turn into, some Houdini in game one and just be, just destroy us. I don't think that. You know what I'm saying?
I like my chances against Jalen Hurts. Like I just do. What's going on, Easy? What's going on, brother? All right, look, people, that was the last question, man. Honestly, because like I said, bro, I've been up since 4 a.m. So and I know my kids. I'm telling you right now, they sleep now. But come 4 a.m, they used to that schedule. I'm gonna be back up. So what I want to do is get into final thoughts and let everybody get their final thoughts to the people. Again, I'm sorry I had to do a late show, but hey, I gotta pay bills, man. I got family and I do have a 9 to 5, which really ain't even 9 to 5, because I've been sitting up here low key praying to God they don't call me out the house, and I'm on call until technically 6 a.m. So yay. But yeah, start off with the final thoughts. We start off with you, Doomis, aka Hands Therapeutic. Talk to the people, man. Give me your final thoughts for the show.
My final thoughts is, man, I love my Lions fans. Y'all the most devoted people in the world, man. And all we want is a winner. No matter how much we argue, fight, bicker, what's the better player, who we like, whatever. At the end of the day, we all been through the same shit, bro. But it's been a change, and we're going to enjoy it. So that's my final thoughts.
Appreciate that. We're going to go down to my man Gunner, who been patiently waiting. Gunner, we supposed to been playing some games, man, and I have yet to get that done with you. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I think you dodging me.
I don't remember setting that up.
Okay. For those who may not remember, I was supposed to play him in Pokemon. That's right. You heard what the hell I said. My son got it.
I can't remember the last time I turned on my Switch. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, you better turn the damn thing on.
What are the lineups? What are the lineups?
Okay,
tell me what the lineups are.
Okay. Well, we finna. Okay, first of all, I'm excited because I just got me a Lugia. So first of all, I don't even know how to act. I just found that. Over. So I got me the Lugia. Then to top it off, I got me a Mew 1 and 2. And if we do a 6 match, I'm gonna go with my 3 original. Cause I'm just sorry, I'm biased. It's gonna be a Charizard, a freaking Pikachu, and a damn Bulbasaur. It is what it is. That's my starting 6. Judge me not.
Well, I haven't even finished the Pro remake yet. It's how long I haven't played my Switch.
So what you're saying is I already won? Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
There is a website that I know my friends use. We could probably do something on.
Get it, people your final thought, Gunner.
No, man. Hey, man, I'm excited for the season to start. Obviously, we're going into OTAs, I believe.
Yes.
Starting up soon, so could see all the veterans meeting up with the rookies and whatnot. So that'd be great. Man, it's gonna be a long summer waiting for training camp to come around. Because that's where we're gonna see the Victor Boltons of the world. Everybody hyping those players up. And then to see them do absolutely nothing in preseason. Yeah, I can't wait for football season to start. I'm not a 4-sport guy. That is my one trick pony.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Obviously, gotta go down my line. Gotta go to William because first of all, I want y'all to. If you are on my Twitter page, I'm pretty sure I retweeted it. Will, you seen it, right? I retweeted it. He put in work, and I appreciate anybody who puts in work to support something that they really study. And so, to that point, check it out. If not, I got to figure out how to screenshot. It's just a lot, and I don't want to take away from him seeing. Excuse me, from him being able to have it be seen, but I think I screenshot. It was like freaking 6 or 7 slides, and I think YouTube only give you 3. So shoot, I got to figure out how to get them all on there. But give the people your final thought, William, and let them know some of the things that's coming up with you on Twitter. And the only way they can see it if they actually follow you on Twitter, because following you is a great thing. So yeah, tell them.
All right, I just shot my Twitter link in the chat. Off season's a long time for NFL fans. Thankfully, I do my own coaching stuff, so like I get to be preoccupied with football for forever. But tomorrow I'm going to be posting something on Kirby Joseph, basically a first look. I'll also be doing Chase Lucas, probably dropping that next week. I'm going to be settling why we rushed Swift and Jamal Williams same amount. I want to check that out, so I'm going to be posting something on that. I'm going to basically go through the rest of our rookies and then leave our first 2 first-rounders. I'm not going to say anything on Aidan Hutchinson. He's a dog. He's just a dog. I'm not going to question that at all. I already seen enough of him, but Jameson Williams, I want to see how he runs because everyone just sees him as a burner, but there's some analysts who say he can stop on a dime. He actually has good route running. I want to see if that's true.
Yeah. He definitely can stop on a dime. I've seen some routes where he's completely stopped and is super like just accelerate. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Then stop and restart. Yeah, that's stop and start. That's crazy.
Yeah, he got it down packed. He's worked on that. My man Drew, who's been patiently waiting. I love Drew's rebellious side, but let me hit 2 quick comments really quick from Looney Tunes, who says, great party, Luke. Love the type variation with the Pokemon. Thank you. And then Cap Ice Code, who says, I'm learning how to play. I'm challenging you next. I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, we're going to get it done. You want to challenge me if you want to. I've been putting in work in these streets. I'm telling y'all right now. All right.
Those waters are deep.
They real deep, man. Listen, when I tell you that this is my son's unhealthy addiction, oh my God. But it beats the cards. Okay. But Drew, give the people your final thought.
This is what I would hope for Lions fans this year. When you run into other Lions fans who have different opinions than you, take a breath, go buy a beer, and just let them have their opinions. That's it. Just let them have them. That's it. Their opinions are as valid as yours. So just bring the fan base together a little bit and just let them have their opinions. It doesn't say anything about you at all. Okay? Unify the base, one pride, all that good stuff. I'm out.
Support that. I support that. But then it wouldn't be sports if I didn't disagree with that statement. I'm just messing with you.
I know what you're doing.
I'm messing with you, Drew. I support that. People, you know me, I can't end the show unless I do it on a positive note. But in that case, we cannot forget one of the originators who came out and said, look, I want to talk sports. I know I work. I'm trying to do things differently. I got some plans. And he hit me up and he made it clear that he wanted to do this thing. And what Drew, you make me sick. You got everybody with the front and jump. Look, Steve-O, don't front on him.
I didn't know what it meant. heard people say it for like 15 years. I have no idea what they've been saying this whole time. I've been in the dark.
You're gonna have everybody all the way to the season over with this front and stuff. Thank you for this.
I can't help but be a trendsetter. I can't help it.
But you know what is funny though? You were so serious, which I respect. You were so serious, but somebody might be like, "Why did you just ask that behind the scenes?" He's like, "No, I need a freaking answer. What the hell does this mean?"
Now.
Drew low-key is a trendsetter.
I didn't know what he
man.
was. I need to know what he was talking about.
Yeah, Drew low-key a trendsetter. He just started a trend, man.
Yeah.
Watch this. Mark my words, Drew. Mark my words. I guarantee you get at least 4 front
every time.
Of
every time.
I guarantee it. Rumble, what are your final thoughts for the people? What are your final thoughts, Rumble?
Man, again, I can't. I say it every week. I'm on here with you. I can't stress enough. Your platform has just done wonders for the community, and you know, I love the fact that we can come on here and talk ball with you and talk ball with, you know, the panel and you know, just chat it up with the people in chat. We all want the same thing, you know, and yeah, we're gonna disagree on a lot, but we're very passionate about this team. So that's one thing we can all agree on. But my final thoughts are, man, you guys enjoy that weather up there. I hear it's 80 degrees up in Michigan.
Man, it's 80
man,
degrees
get out,
and humid.
enjoy that sun. And yeah, man, let's put on for the city, man. The city's gonna be in the biggest, brightest lights it's been in since the Super Bowl. So, man, I appreciate you, Luke G. I appreciate the panel, Drew, Will, Dumas, Gunner, you guys, man. The chat, man. Hey, wherever you roar from, just keep doing it, man. Just keep repping the 313, man. It's a state of mind, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love doing this, and I know people may look at it and feel like, oh, it's just y'all just go. No, this is the fun of it. You have different views, they have different opinions, and the other person trying to prove their opinion, and you trying to prove your. I love all of that. I love the communion of coming together and doing this. And so one of the reasons I always end it on a positive note is because I want people to understand it's never personal, which brings me to my positive quote. People, it is life. As I'm coming up on 10 days to make it an anniversary of someone that I lost, I've learned to laugh at so many things. I've learned to not take things personal. I probably got cut off on my way home at least 11,000 times, and I found a way to laugh at it. I don't know where they're going to. I don't know who that they need to get to right away. But what I do know is what I can control, and that's me. I know that I can control me. I know that whatever is going on, I can put it in perspective and see that maybe somebody didn't have a good day today. Somebody probably don't have somebody to go home to. Somebody probably lost somebody. And with all the things that's going on in the world today, please just take a second to just think that it's not personal. Do not ever put yourself in a position where you think that it's personal. Put yourself in a position where you think about the perspective of what you can control, and that's you. Somebody cuts you off or do something that's not rude, that's a them problem, not a you problem. So, again, as I come up on it, and yeah, it's almost a year on the 30th, and I had to deal with something similar to it today. And so I feel like my way of coping is a way that I think can be put in perspective, which is simply don't take it personal. Count your blessings and don't take it personal. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am tired. I've been up for a very long time. I'm praying that they don't call me out today. But I want to say I love all you gentlemen on the panel today. Thank you. All the people in the chat, I love you as well. Thank you for rocking with me. And if you don't do nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, don't be fronting. No. don't be no chump. Please do your research. We are out.